Microphone check. Check one, check two.
Check 3, check 4.
Shout out to Quality Touch Studios. Hosting. Everybody out there just doing a quick check audio-wise. Make sure you got us loud and clear. Obviously, we did our checks too as well. Want to make sure you're able to hear us. Let's go and bring the cameras in. And we're live.
Woo.
Carlos.
Hey.
No Dev, no AJ. They had a couple things to take care of, but I appreciate you first and foremost for slide through here. I called this man like 3.5 hours ago. Who's that? Is that me? Who's that? Turn that off. I was like, it's a little bit loud. Nah, I called this man about 3 hours ago. I was like, Carlos, I can use your help real quick.
Always. Anytime.
Yeah. Hey, would you mind moving that camera back just a little bit for us too as well? Appreciate it just a little bit. That works right there. Good. Get the whole person there. Man, it's been a long time.
It has. What?
It's been
Almost
a while,
year?
dude. It's been a while since we first started the podcast. Yeah, I'll say it's been about a year, but it's been a while just with everything popping off in the last couple months too as well.
Ooh, a lot.
Obviously, we got a whole lot to get to tonight. A whole lot to catch up on. Everybody, how you doing? We are taking phone calls tonight. I got the number up there. You can text, comments, read as always. Just good to be back. Running this like a radio show tonight.
Oh,
yeah, you, me, and Charles County. So,
favorite place to be, favorite people.
before we begin, we get anything. We got a whole bunch of things to talk about. The studio, the state of that. Collins, Coates, District 1, Seed, bus drivers, public schools, whatever else is on the mind too as well. Future shows. Man, how's let's catch up real quick. How's life been? How's life been treating you? Last time I think I saw you, you were on the committee.
Yes.
And now you're not.
Yes, I left that and glad to be out. Glad to be out. More respect to all the people who's still on it. Michaela's on it. They just appointed 2 new people to it. Shout out to Desmond Rozier who got on it and took one of the 2 seats, which was one of my seats. No, I left it. I have a new job with the ACLU of Maryland. I'm the Southern Maryland regional organizer, so I'll still be here. You're still going to see me here organizing, activating, getting more people involved in politics.
Mm-hmm.
It's really one of the goals, letting people know what their rights are, things like that. More just the dream, living the dream.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're here right now. So, yeah, the man. Right now, we're live in La Plata. Shout out to Quality Touch Studios. Will Bowser. Definitely a good friend of mine, too, as well.
One thing I do want to mention is everything I'm saying is no way a reflection of my job. This is Carlos's personal opinions, thoughts, feelings, content, craziness. All of it's just me. Charge it to me.
Hey, you see the disclaimer that we have on there,
right? Like,
yeah, look, I ain't trying to be responsible for someone else's opinions except for.
I just want to make my little disclaimer out there.
Yeah, look, even Rick only responsible for BNY's opinions or vice versa. So I'm right there with you, Laura. Thank you very much.
Stuff to him.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different credit card right there.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Commissioner Collins.
Let's find the credit card first.
Laura, thank you very much. It feels great to be back. What's been going on? Our last podcast we did, you were on it too as well. It was election night.
That was the last one.
That was the last one. So we took a little time for winter break. What I've been up to? I've been coaching a lot. Shout out to my guys over Intensity Futsal, Southern Maryland Rush too as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, great group of kids, parents. Shout out to the community that we're building over there. So that's been a lot of my time. That was about 3-4 days a week. Wow. And not to mention weekend tournaments too as well. So December, January, we was grinding away with that. And then February came, took a trip to Spain.
Oh, right? How was that?
Barcelona was wonderful.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
Every time I'm somewhere different, I try to really integrate myself in that culture. Everybody's out there too as well. Oh, Shauna, welcome back. In my Mace voice, say there, welcome back. Yeah, there it is.
What's up, Shauna?
Hey, everybody, how's the audio too as well? To make sure this is good to go before we go a little further. If we need to be a little bit louder, that we can do that. Obviously, we're at a different location, so we make sure we present the best show to you. Zebby, how you doing? Thank you very much for the tic-tac-toe board too as well. Still got it.
I need to buy one of those.
It's great.
I need one.
Yeah, it's fun.
Zebby, we're gonna talk on Facebook later. I need to buy one.
Yeah. Anybody Zebby too as well. Drop your business in there as well.
Please.
Yeah, audio's good. Thank you. Yeah, drop your business in there, everybody, please. This is a community podcast for Charles County, Southern Maryland, and expansion out to the full DMV. But back to where I was. I was in Spain beginning of February, and I was talking with shout out to my man Zach. I know he Zach Ball. He recently got to the accident too as well. So yeah, got into a car accident. He put on everything on Facebook, public knowledge.
Sorry about that, Zach.
No, he's good. Family's good. So
Good.
yeah, but we were talking to him. He was gonna be the first podcast we were gonna have back. Yeah, it was gonna be Zach Ball talking District 1. We was ready to get right back to it. So Creations by Zebby just crafting around. Thank you very much for dropping that tag. So that obviously that didn't work itself. He's dealing with everything's on his side. We'll get that podcast here going eventually, but just not for the time being. So all while this was happening, because I was ready, it's probably like 2-3 days after I got back. Me and Dad were talking. We said, "Hey, we're gonna hit this right here, hit another one too as well, go from there." And then I get a call. It's like 4 a.m. in the morning, Barcelona time, and my wife calls me. No, actually, I called her. I was out and about the city. Shout out to the city.
Yeah.
I came back to the room. I wanted to give the fam a call for I turned up for the night, and she said, "Hey, got some news to tell you." I'm like, "What you mean? You got something to tell me? What's going on out there? Like, is there everything good?" She was like, "Well, no." Long story short, the shed caught on fire. Everybody's asking what happened, how that happened, this, that, and the third. All right, first of all, let's rule out some suspects.
Yes, please.
Okay.
What happened?
It wasn't Coates.
Okay.
Okay, let's just rule that out. All right.
You got a lot of names. I
got
be
a lot
looking for you.
I got the ops out here, but nothing too crazy. So we could talk about this too as well. Myself as a father, as a parent, my son walked into my shed, and you've been there too as well. You've seen the candles we have, the ambiance, a little bit of mist, trying to get I got Glade plugins. I like the room to smell good, nice and heated in the winter, cool in the summer.
Nice atmosphere. Sets the tone.
Yeah, exactly. So we were in there. I'm sorry, he walked in there. He had a friend with him. They grabbed one of the lighters I had in there. First of all, always tell them don't go in the studio. No, you have no business being in there unless I'm there. You go to the studio, grab a lighter. They go behind the shed. They started like a little bonfire. 2 boys started a bonfire. Ooh. He leaves out for practice. Obviously, it's a fire, safety, and then they put out properly. And then next thing you know, a neighbor calls Jenny like an hour later. He's like, "Hey, I just called the fire department. Shed's on fire." What? So here's the thing. I had 3 days. Betty Hamilton, first time viewer here, excited to see support energetic leaders in our community. Yes, Zebby, we are here, and there's a lot with there's a lot with BNY we're going to do as far as the community that we're gonna get into tonight. So we're going to wrap this story up too as well. I'm gonna say wrap this up, but I'm gonna go a little bit longer. Yeah,
definitely. We want to know.
Yeah, so she calls and tells me that the studio's on fire. 3 days. I'm sitting there 3 days like, dude, I don't know how to act right now. Like, I'll be completely personal with y'all too as well. It was bad for me. When I turned, I'm 34 now. When I turned 30, some people, they go to Vegas, Cancun, 30, thrive, whatever y'all say on IG these days. Me and Jenny went to Lowe's. We got some fake Astro carpet turf, and we started building BNY. That's all I want to do for my 30th birthday.
Wow.
Was that. And then slowly started getting equipment, slowly started, getting guests, had to start working at the craft, things of that sort. But I always know that as far as media, something I just wanted to do. I wanted to have a no slant, no bias, just straight facts, questions, obviously be hilarious when need to, and, just have a good time with it. A platform for men and women, work on mental health, things of that sort, and also, just get to know the community. Just like, when the last time you've been to a ballot booth and you didn't know one name on there?
Exactly.
But hopefully that through BNY, this past election cycle, you knew like, oh, I know this person from here, I know this person from here. So it's able to change a few things.
No, definitely. Yeah. I'll say it's just as someone who was on the podcast, watched the podcast, all that. You all really made a community environment where there was none. I mean, to have candidates on, and honestly, because I'm thinking back to not even just this election, previous elections, I don't think it was anywhere where you would see actual candidates and what they believe in, what they think, what their even ideology is, and you gave a clear-cut means of for people to hear what their elected officials or the ones running for office want to do. So no, you definitely made an impact on the community, and you're still making an impact on the community.
Yeah, we're not done. We're just honestly, if you ask me, I think we're just getting started, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
So I got back 3 days later. I had 3 days just to sit there and think, and then I realized that. I mean, let's get a little more personal here too as well. If that was me back in the '90s that did that, I would have just got I just got my ass beat, left and right, all sorts of ways. I'd have went 12 rounds with a champ without throwing a single punch back. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that would have happened. But I really sat back and thought, and I was like, what is the best way to have a positive outcome from the situation? This boy's already devastated from what he did. I got back. He saw me. Dude started crying. Obviously, I look in my shed too as well, and I see all the work, all the memories we had in there. You know this too as well. My man off camera, you know this. You know how it looked like beforehand and what it turned into, you know. And the best thing I could find from this is that it could have went to a really, really negative spot as far as my life, for my family. And I saw a fork in the road. Honestly, I saw a fork in the road. There was two different paths I could have took. And there was no middle. There was no southeast, northwest. It was just east and west. There's two things I could have done there. And for my family, for myself, I believe I chose the best path forward as far as how to build young men, how to strengthen the family. No thanks to that. That's the path I took now. Honestly, me at 34, me at 28, it'd have been something totally different.
Yeah, that's like
100%. And that's the thing too as well. And it took a lot of thinking and just time for me to get to that spot. So this isn't me patting myself on the back or anything, just to be a lesson for anyone else out there. Yeah, just a lesson that, just being slow to anger. Take your time, see everything that's laid in front of you, and just think of the best path forward to make a very, very negative situation into a positive. And that's what I believe I chose. And I think my family is the best for that. Jenny comment. Love you, babe. So that's that right there. Insurance is gonna take care of everything. We're gonna come back. Yeah, we'll come back. We'll rebuild. We'll be here at Quality Touch for the next couple weeks, and I think that's a beautiful thing. So there's definitely number love. There's definitely there's so many studios in the area, but this is the premier one when it comes to Maryland itself. Goddamn the East Coast. All right. Well, if you see around us, you see plaques behind me too as well. Yeah, he's got plaques all over there. Yeah. Shout out to Will, Quality Touch for all your recording efforts. Major Friendship. Well, we'll say probably back in 2015, 2016, 2015 when I came back up to Maryland. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's been great. It's been fantastic, and I'm glad for them for providing a home for us to go forward. So we're here. It took some time to come back, but we're back here for you. So. With that being said,
need you to be.
Yeah, for sure. With that being said, and it's something we'll just keep talking about too as well. I've had time. It's been a month to really be where I'm at. If I was on a mic 5 days later, it would have came out something totally different. It would have been what I sound like here, but it just took time and patience and a lot of thinking. I spoke with you on the phone. Yeah, I talked with you that probably like 2-3 days later. I was in a lot of emotional, personal pain from that. But I believe and thank you very much for all that. And we chose the right path forward. Got the hood up too as well. Yeah, we about to get it in. All right. Charles County. So while we been gone,
real quick.
While we been gone, there's a whole lot that's been popping off out here. Let's just start at the top with the commissioner board, man. Let's just start at the top. I'll let you pick first. Coach Collins.
Let's do the easier one first than Collins.
Collins is Collins really the easy? Yeah, Collins is the easier one.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's so many different levels to the Thomasina one, or Coates one, excuse me.
The Coates one gonna take some time, but it all ties in. So obviously with you got here. Hey, number love, appreciate you. Yeah, for sure. I hit you up after this.
Be safe, go on.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously with with Collins. We had the whole issue with the credit card.
Yeah.
So I know obviously everybody know, but just a good little recap backstory. He had made
people here, so yeah.
Yeah. We're saying, hey, glad you're back, grateful that your family and all are well. That's a big thing too as well. Nobody was hurt. Most of the equipment was recoverable, and insurance is taking care of it. And we're going to rebuild brick by brick until we get a nice, beautiful building, a crown jewel sitting here in District 2. Yeah, we'll be back at it. It's gonna be back. It's gonna be bigger than ever. So as far as Collins, so he went to Ocean City with the family. All right, beautiful trip. You know, some time off, all that. He used a government card to purchase a hotel, some events too as well, things of that sort. Like that. Yeah. So obviously, as myself, I was military for 10 years. Held government cards. Sometimes if your debit card's silver and the government card is silver, and hey, Leftwich, welcome back, baby. Leftwich, welcome back. Look, I miss my guy right there. You know,
appreciate it.
You know, I feel like I talk to this man almost every day through group chat, but shout out to him. But as far as that, so it's been at this point it's been 9 months.
Yeah,
and the shit wasn't paid off.
And from what we heard, listen to the commissioner meeting, he was kind of told about it, and it just never went. Nothing actually.
Did you see Belton's email?
No, I didn't, but I saw, and that has to be an awkward position for him to be in.
Give some background, Mark Belton. I'm gonna bring up this email real quick.
So for Mark Belton, for those who don't know, he's currently in I was about to say entanglement, but he's in an issue.
That word is back. You saw that Chris Rock special,
right? He's in an issue right now with one of the commissioners. For some reason, no one says the name of the commissioner, but we all know who the commissioner is. There, thank you.
That's what we do in BNY. We ain't gonna
thank you.
Ain't gonna hold it back for you.
Derek Terry, I'm sorry, but so what can happen is, so what's happening now is that he is a part of a lawsuit against what Ricky said, Commissioner Coates, for, I believe it's discrimination, racial discrimination, which we can get into that whole thing.
We were talking that next. I got a whole lot to say about that one.
So basically now there's an issue, or now it was this thing with Commissioner Collins not paying I think it's around $1,700 that he owes, because he had I think they were going to like a Mako event, and he used the card to have for his daughter to get a hotel room and some other events and things like that. So Mark Belton basically puts out an email saying, "Hey, let's let everyone know what's going on."
Do you see what time you put the email out at?
Dude, was it public or did it only go to the commissioners?
I got the names on here too as well, who it went to.
Oh, who to go to?
But I'm not sure if this is. I'll put it like this. I'll post it. I'll post it to BNY. I don't know if you have seen it or not, or how familiar you are, because I've been kind of in and out dealing with obviously my own personal on the side. Yeah. So this is also me catching up. But I do have the email here. Dude sent it at February 7th at 2:12 a.m.
Wait, okay. Who did he send it to now? Because now I'm wondering. This sounds like what you do at, like, you're mad at your boss, so you like get drunk and write a whole like email out.
And see, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, usually, who's up at that ungodly hour on essentially a Monday night? You know, I don't know, work in the morning, this, that, and the third, but obviously everything is popping off for him too. It's what still is, but 2:12 a.m. Look, man, I know what if I'm up at 2:12 a.m. I'm on. Yeah, ain't nothing good open after that hour. All right, so. Essentially, this is what the email says. Commissioners, I'm asking for board assistance to resolve an unusual situation has caused me to take unprecedented action on behalf of the county. Dating back to June 2022, several personal, not business-related expenses were charged on Commissioner Collins' behalf to a Charles County government card, including hotel room nights at the Dunes Manor Hotel in Ocean City for his family and tickets for his spouse to attend certain events. The total for those charges is $1,509.19. These charges violate standard operating procedures, SOPs, approved by the board, including the credit and purchasing card policy, as well as the commissioner and expense policy. Both are attached to this email for reference. I don't have all that. Compounding the problem, the Commissioner Collins has not yet reimbursed the $1,509.19. All right, so let's stop right there. It's been months since then. Has the issue been resolved yet?
From the last commissioner meeting when Commissioner Stewart basically put it in her comments about that. No, it hasn't been resolved.
You saw Stewart's whole
oh yeah, her Facebook, her manifesto of what's going on. No, I mean, okay, so here's the one thing I'll say about her for this aspect of, shout out to her for telling the people what her thoughts are. So I always say, as much government interaction or interaction with elected
transparency
is great. So for her to be transparent and say, hey, this is what I thought about Commissioner Collins' remarks, about my testimony, about why this should be paid, thank you for letting us know this and telling us. Now, again, to Mark Belton's point or to other people's point, why didn't this come out sooner? Like, why are we always finding out things after the fact?
When people get pissed off and mad, and the next thing you know, honestly, that has to stop, man.
Yeah.
That's a stop. And I'm going to say something, too, as well. When BNY, and we talked about this, I told you about this, when BNY gets back up and running, I want to definitely get involved with some investigative journalism. There's some stories here, some threads that I like to pull. I'm highly curious how some things work behind the scenes that need to be said out loud, and the fact that we had a commissioner that was censored for almost 2 years, and no one had information.
Whole election cycle,
no one said anything about it.
And here's what gets me too is that,
and we'll get back to it, but just a quick segue. Go ahead.
Yeah, here what gets me is that you have basically essentially Bowling and Stewart, who are the ones against Thomasina Coates for the whole issue thing, but my thing is that everyone's like, oh, we couldn't have brought this up earlier because we can't name who it is. There's nobody. Everyone's doing it now.
Yeah,
everyone's bringing up the issue. You could have done it during the election cycle
when it really mattered.
When people were out here saying, who do we vote for? Who do we vote for? It could have been, well, hey, I don't want to blow up anybody's spot, but just to let you all know, a certain commissioner is censored from voting on personnel issues because of discrimination, and let the public do with it as we would have.
If I'm Manny and Augusta, I feel like I have every right to sue the county, personally.
Let me not give legal advice, but what
I am an independent citizen.
I would definitely support Augusta being in office.
Because that definitely affected the election. We got a couple comments here too as well. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Once again, this show was ran by you, the people. So I want to make sure that we're getting to everything you had to say. Derek Terry was supposed to be paid within 30 days. Yeah, it's been about 300 days now.
Yeah, right.
Almost a goddamn calendar year.
You would have got your water shut off by now.
Yeah. If anyone else. Brittany, what's going on, Brittany? Was Belton still on administrative leave? He's back now.
So
kind of.
Okay, so it's
in like a weird spot.
That's my question, because if they haven't voted to renew his contract, but they can't vote to get rid of him, what happens? Is he just here?
They can't really vote him out.
Taking a paycheck?
I mean, he's still working.
Yeah, he's just working.
Damn well better be getting a paycheck.
And definitely, he's just like, hey, you're here until we get rid of you.
I mean,
dang.
Hell, look, Belton's getting paid, and he's over here sending out emails and making things transparent in the county, which should have been happening.
Yes. But let me tell you my kind of issue with the way he.
I got you.
Is that because I look at him the same way I look at the commissioners with the Thomasina Coates issue. Why are we hearing about this now? If the discrimination thing had never gotten to where it is with Mark Belton, would he have said anything to us? Like, would he have emailed the commissioners and say, hey, we're still waiting on this money? Because 9 months ago, believe me, and I'm correct, that was before the election cycle. That was before the new board got sworn in. He could have sent something then, even if it's not election related, just to say, hey, he needs to pay this. Especially he looks like he's going to be in office again. Let's pay it now.
Well, so here's the thing, too, as well, is that Belton's not really – I mean, obviously, everything legal is going on, so he's not doing any talking. Yeah. When this whole thing is over, and I've already said this before, too, as well, Mr. Belton, open invitation to have a seat, BNY Studios. Come on through to the Y.
Please do.
And we'll do a podcast, and you can do a tell-all about everything that's your side of the story. Because there's a whole lot of it's still a lot of gaps.
You gotta wait till he writes his book first.
Yeah, the movie deal, all that. Yeah, we's on a promo tour. Yeah, we can make that happen. Nah, we can do it. More comments too as well. Let's see. Derek Terry, I ain't playing with nobody no more. Hey, you said that. Hey, DT, you want to come to the podcast, man? We'll bring you back
names.
On. We'll bring you back on. Zebby, they're behaving like children. It's embarrassing. 100%. And we got another one to talk about too as well here shortly with Coates. Should have been paid back immediately upon discovery. So that's the problem right here, Yolanda. Thank you very much.
She said what?
Should have been paid back immediately upon discovery. When it was,
I agree with that.
Yeah,
but also he's the one who instructed them, from what I understand, to make the payment. So
make the payment.
From what I understand, someone please correct me if I'm wrong. He was the one who instructed the county employees to make this payment because they were going to, from what I understand from watching the commissioner meetings, from them going to Mako, and his daughter needed a room, and I guess whatever happened.
You say I get all that, but what?
One.
Wait, that's not in the SOPs though. Going to Belton.
What do you want me to say?
You know, I'm gonna run for commissioner too as well. Guess what? Guess what? My son need a new pair of shoes. All right, he can't walk. He can't walk to this meeting. They need to be
said something about some J's.
I don't know. Yeah, I saw that too as well. Might as well at this point.
So, from what I understand, he always knew this was an outstanding payment. So I wonder how it works in that case.
It's been 9 months.
That's a long time.
Look, I'm telling you right now, to the camera, anybody that's a citizen, you know, middle class, lower class, upper class. Look, you pay $1,500 for something, all right? You expect to come back in to wash some time to pay that bill. It's been 9-10 months. The bill didn't get paid. It was done on purpose, if you ask me. My own personal opinion, all right? I mean, it is what it is. It just didn't get paid, man. Like, that's no else does that.
I don't know how this. What?
Who else that did that too as well as a politician didn't pay people? Not to get too political here, but just facts. Donald Trump did it too as well. Just didn't pay people. All right, it is what it is, man.
I mean, you're right, but I'll say this: where
majority black county, love saying that, can't pay back bills.
And my thing is this: look, if there's an issue paying it back, I'm all for people working out payment plans, working out how you can pay it. I just think when it's government money, it's just a whole nother thing than just if we're talking about private money and all that. We
got some more comments here too as well. Derek Terry said about Belton, they could vote, but most likely be a tie. I mean, you got Coates and she bought out Patterson.
I think the judge.
So by the tune of $8,000, we'll get to that too as well.
I think the judge said basically y'all got to work it out. Like, if it don't work it out, go to arbitration. Figure it out.
I got some information on that too as well that we'll get to here shortly. Leftwich, Mr. Leftwich, always good seeing my man in the comments section. Long time BNY supporter. The policies procedures are set up for the politicians to win down here. I don't see any really checks and balances in Charles County. Well, hopefully, my friend. That's why you have platforms like us to exist for things like that. Because if you can't get pressure on the inside, maybe pressure on the outside could work too as well. And we'll see what we got. But it takes us, the people, working together for that to happen.
Yeah.
But, yes, I do see your point, absolutely. Tara Walsh. Tara, how you doing? It came out now because of the loss by Rucci. It didn't matter when they thought they had a majority vote. That's also an interesting angle, too, as well, because if Rucci's still there, a lot of this taking place.
If Rucci's still there, I don't think we know about Thomasine as being eccentric.
And that's why I always joke around about Rucci lighting a cigar outside of this, laughing, you miss me yet, things of that sort, because what it needs to be happening if the man was still on watch. Because it was happening while he was there.
So
the coach, the credit card, all that.
So the way I look at it is, you could also look at it and say if Rucci was there, everything would still be a secret and we wouldn't know anything. So maybe Rucci not being there, at least we know what's going on.
I think we're in a gridlock at this point, so everybody's throwing all this shit out there.
Well, okay, so technically with Mark Belton issue, we're totally in a gridlock. I think he's there for another 4 years, which I want to hear. How's that going to affect charter? Because the whole thing is you have 3 votes with potentially 4 charter.
He ain't getting his charter.
Mark Belton's the one who had to, I think on the back end of it, set it up, and I feel like he's probably like, I would not do anything for you all.
That's not happening.
Allegedly.
And also for charter, we're talking about as far as a charter county. Commissioner Collins came on the podcast. BNY said that he would love to have Charles County be a charter county, which essentially make him what? County executive?
Yeah. He'd be the same as Angela also Brooks.
Yeah, but him with all this money issues, you moving like Jack Johnson right now.
Ooh.
I mean, it is what it is, dude. Hey, this is I'm tired.
It's embarrassing for our county. The wealthiest black county too.
People say that shit, and then we have shit like this happen. You put your name out there, wealthiest black county, majority black county in the United States of America, and this shit happens. If I'm going to preach that to the mountains too as well, I'm going to say the other side as well. It's absolutely embarrassing.
Exactly, and that's where I'm like, you know what? I understand. Cool. I would even, I wouldn't say look past it, but deal with it. If you even had elected officials working with, again, the activist community, at least for policy, for this to be the wealthiest black county, it's still things that we look at here and say, why do we not have the same things that given Calvert County has, St. Mary's County has, even as far as just political engagement and what are the elected officials doing? I remember before we did this, the commissioners had a live stream for their nightly meeting or whatever, that they were saying it's some town halls we have where no one shows up, and it's like, what do you all think the reason for that is? And also, when y'all have town halls, do you tell other organizations who you know would care to show up and actually participate, tell them about these things that are going on? And a lot of the times things are hidden because we live in a county, unfortunately, where a lot of the elected officials have no kind of connection with the activist community or the organizational community. Be like, hey, I just want to let you know, hey, this is coming up. Just look out for it, and let's see how we can work together on it or against it, however. Which is one thing I will give to, and I don't want to go to a partisan route, but people like Allie, people like Stacy, for what they wanted to do with that gun thing in Charles County, for them to get people organized, activated to say, hey, we're going here, we're going to protest, we want this, and for them to turn out for that public hearing and then them to say we're removing that law, that's wild for Charles County, because to not bring a gun to a government building is something that's kind of standard in a lot of places.
Yeah, it's almost non-negotiable in a lot of different counties. But the fact is that I've always heard this too as well. You bring 50 T-shirts, 50 people wearing the same T-shirt, you're gonna apply some pressure right there on the spot.
Yep.
And honestly, that's human nature. If you're walking out and you see 50 people screaming at you to do this, that, and the third.
Oh, especially if we're talking about carrying guns, and you got 50 of us.
Yeah, and then I want to get back to that whole activism angle. We'll touch on that further on the podcast. We got some more topics that kind of relate to that too as well. Definitely. Let's get back to some of these comments. Shauna, I used to travel. What's up, Shauna? I used to travel for work. I ain't playing with the government money, period. There's no physical card. The whole thing is wild. Yes. Yeah. I said my same story too as well. Yeah. And Shauna, I know your background. We travel that government card, but also you said there's no physical card.
No, he doesn't have a card. None of the commissioners have a physical card. That's why it has to go through the county employees to do this.
And he signed it off to say pay for it.
Yeah, to tell them, hey, cover this. So he knew this was an outstanding payment.
Hey, I get it though. We got a lot of Charles County. We do a lot of business with Ocean City in the summertime.
Oh yeah, I mean that just hypes up our vacation properties right here. Like, hey, you're looking at Nanjamo area.
A little more property taxes. We'll get down to Myrtle Beach.
Just pay a little bit extra in your water bill, and we got you.
Reconciliation process is not immediate. Tiara, not immediate, but it's been almost a year at this point. If we're talking about payback, if we're talking about that, clear that up for me. I don't want to take a position that you're not presenting. Yolanda, time for a full-scale audit of county credit cards. Ooh, chickens come home to roost, right? Tiara, all their policies need to be updated. As far as financials, well, in this particular situation, absolutely. Left, which is BNY stand for checks and balances. It can. Okay. I see, says the blind man. Hey, look, man. I'm Ray Charles on the piano. Just dance to the music. Derek Terry policies are in place like most government agencies, just a matter of practicing and enforcing. I mean, yes, but there's also gray area too as well. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Belton going through all this, would we even know about this?
No, I don't.
And that's the problem that I have too as well. HB 688 will eliminate that charter.
Shout out to HB 688.
Give us some background on that.
So this is a bill to make it a whole. I wouldn't even say. I'll say make it easier, but it's also to actually have a working system to create a municipality, which is like if Waldorf wanted to have like a city council, a mayor, and things like that. How Indian Head is a municipality, La Plata is Port Tobacco is for all of its 15 residents, is a municipality. So the process you have now is that you can have a petition. I think it's like 25% of the voting population has to sign a petition saying we would like to make a municipality and have a charter for our city. And then that, once you pass that threshold, it goes to the commissioners. Then the commissioners get the full wherewithal to say yes or no. And that's it. They are the last person who can say yes or no. If they vote no, you're done. Just have to redo it again. And that's why there has been no municipality created ever since I think it's the 1960s with New Carrollton. May have been the most recent one.
Yeah, old PG County. Okay. Thank you for that background too, as well.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely.
Have Derek Terry on to talk about this. And shout out to you, Derek Terry. Please let me know when I want to testify on it. Just let me know, please.
All right, I'm good to go. I was about to sneeze right there. All right. Reggie Barksdale is embarrassing. Reggie, we got to talk on the side too as well. Definitely want to have you back on the podcast here very, very soon. Reggie Barksdale, Southern Maryland Youth Flag Football Organization, does a great job out there with the kids too as well. What you looking at? What's that?
Read the next one.
Oh, was it Leftwich? Hey, he been saying that for a while though. Leftwich been making the Jack Collins comparisons for a minute. Now this man looks vindicated out here. Now you got the smoking gun thing. That bill's repetitive anyway because they could supersede state law. As far as
Are you talking about HB 688 or something else?
That's Tiara. Couldn't, because they couldn't supersede. Okay, they couldn't supersede state law. That's what I assumed too as well. But you know what happens when you assume. Derek Terry would mandate commissioners to enforce a vote upon a referendum for a municipality versus they can say the hell with the people.
Thank you for that. Yeah, definitely. You should have him on to talk about that. That's a really good bill. My thing is, I would love to see the commissioners or county council in that matter not even be a factor in it. Once you get the correct number of signatures, it goes straight to on the next election cycle, goes on the ballot as a question for the people in that area to vote on. I think that'll be an easy way, and let the residents decide what they want. Do they want a local government or not?
Hey, always up for vote, transparency to the people. Make sure you put it out there. We'll put.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna push a message, but I'll push the fact that there's a vote happening.
Bring people on, talk about what it does, what it doesn't do, good, bad.
Hey, look, I love good content and good TV.
Right.
All right.
I'll say this: I've never seen a municipality in Maryland go from creating a municipality to getting rid of their municipality.
No.
Yeah, which shows some good stuff with it. People like, hey, I don't want to get rid of it. I want some local government. Like, wouldn't it be nice if in Waldorf, shout out to all the Waldorf people watching, if you didn't have to talk to the county every time you wanted something? When the COVID money came, as far as like how much you get just to keep your city, county, whatever running, if Waldorf actually got a earmarked amount of money and it wasn't just what the county feels like giving us at that time.
Fourth largest city in
the state of Maryland, in the wealthiest black county in the country. Largest city in the wealthiest black county in the country does not have its own government set up at all.
So, in other news, let's stick with the commissioner board too as well. Thomasina Coates. Thomasina Coates. Obviously, her censure came out recently too as well.
Weirdly recently.
A couple months ago. She really doesn't. She doesn't have a vote as of right now. I know when she took it back to court, got denied again, sent it back at Judge Green's desk. What's your entire thoughts on that? The whole Thomasina Coates situation. The fact that she can't vote, she's essentially just there. She can't even
personnel issues.
Yeah,
personnel issues.
So she can't fire Mark Bell like she would love to.
No, which honestly, from talking to a lot of members of the public, a lot of people just want a new person. They feel like we have a new commissioner board. We have a kind of new kind of way of doing things in the county. The county is not the same as however many years ago he's been there. Let's bring in someone new, change it up. She's in the way of that for a lot of people. A lot of people who, for different reasons, for some reasons I've heard of, some maybe government him moving things a certain way, just all allegedly, because ain't nobody suing me, for all that stuff, is that they say he's kind of been the problem of certain government paperwork's not getting to the right place. Certain people are being taken advantage of, and he's kind of what I've heard is kind of the galvanizing issue with it. But she's kind of messing everything up now to be able to say, all right, cool, let's put somebody in place who wants the county to move forward, has a vision to help us move forward. It's kind of like we're stuck between 2 and 2 votes.
Someone for that's in a different commissioner sitting in District 2.
Yeah.
Look, here's the thing.
It's insane.
My whole issue with Commissioner Coates has never been personal. It's always about the job. It's always about. Actually, the last segment, we didn't take any personal shots at Collins, just the information that he's provided the county, and we go from there.
He even said it was wrong for that he shouldn't have done this.
Yeah. I mean, anybody sane could call that out and just keep it moving. As far as her, it's always been the lack of transparency for sitting in the office. The fact that, and it's not so much her coming to sit down with me, anything like that, even though I'd love to. I'll open invitation. She can come here anytime she wants to, but more town halls with the people, just constantly engaging.
Look at you with Daryl Kinsey. We would be happy. Something to know what.
That we know you're there and you're alive and you're working, things of that sort. Dig a little deeper now. Issues of bullying staff, things of that sort. The emails. I was set back as far as everything that happened with the studio. I would have had the emails by now. Hold a second, let me pull up my email right now. I'm talking to the county, and I'm going to come out of pocket and pay $45. I have the timestamps. I have everything I need here to get exactly everything as far as the county goes when it comes to her emails referencing Mark Belton. Now,
That's
allegedly, I don't have any paperwork to say this. I can't confirm this.
Yeah.
It's all alleged. When she was calling out Mark Belton through email, she called him a cracker. City commissioner, using
Let me stop laughing.
a slur of the sort. I'm just saying what it is for not for so much for effect, but for what I've understood. Very, very good sources too as well. I like to believe my sources are some of the best in the entire county tri-state area.
Oh yeah, top tier.
And if that is absolutely true, if it's true, I believe she should submit a resignation letter.
As commissioner.
I think she should hit up Cindy Colby and see exactly how she resigned and follow the same procedures. I am.
Well, you're gonna wait a long time on getting a response from that email.
Yeah, that's true. But if I'm very close. Like I said, I got set back like a month and a half. I would have had it by now. I know Deron Charles said that he had the emails. I'm not sure. It hasn't been provided. I don't know. He said it. I have no idea. I haven't seen anything yet. But as far as that goes, if she said that and when I get it in paper, I will present it and I will post it.
My thing is this: is that one, she's been in office a whole 4 years. I guess this happened at the start of her 4 years or soon thereafter. And also know she's lived in Charles County a long time with her generations of family.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't know not to put that in a government email? Like, we all know a lot of people who have said some things of that nature who we know they wouldn't have wrote an email. They would have said it to you in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then got in their car and said, have a nice day.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, too, as well. It's just to have the sanity, I guess.
Yeah.
The leadership, which the qualities haven't been displayed if it's based on everything I'm hearing as far as in-house bullying, things of that such when it comes to county employees.
And that's one thing that I'll mention, because I remember I was pushing for them to lower the age to run for a school board back to 18. I remember it was a lot of commissioners and delegates who were saying, "Oh, I think at that age and I'm mature enough." At 18, I'm pretty sure you would know not to put that in a government email.
You would think that, right? But yet here we are.
Still,
here we are.
Hoping.
So if that's I'm gonna re-engage here now that we're officially. Feel like I'm officially back up on the rise. I'm gonna re-engage in that tomorrow, and I'm gonna send the check off. It has to be an electronic check. It can't be ain't no debit card, all that. Yeah, I asked. I was like, "Can I just pay through debit?" They was like, "Nah, Rick, it's gotta be electric."
I'm
I was
surprised
like,
they didn't actually do it in gold.
bring some plants from some vegetables from Boland's farm. See if I can barter with that. Nah, I don't know, man. But hey, if that's how they want it, I'll send the check, and after that, they only could give you up to 2 hours of free work. So anything outside of that is
it's gonna take more than 2 hours for them to get all the stuff.
Well, what I originally wanted, they sent me the PDF back. They said, Rick, this one cost you about $30,000. I said, all right, look.
What?
I said, I'm gonna refine my search. Okay.
You know what? At this point, all the money that we paid to this lawyer, to the attorneys, to battle her case and all that, honestly, we could have hired Morgan Freeman to just like read the transcript of all the emails to us.
I'm telling you right now, when I get my hands on the email, I'm going to post that. I will read it word for word.
Thank you.
I'll sit there and I'll go through it, and we'll read together, and then we'll decide exactly what it is. Where
now? Okay, so I don't
that's
know.
Not it.
I think if that's what she said, I'm not gonna say she should. I can't not say she should resign. I couldn't say she could.
If it was
that's wild to say.
If it was you as commissioner, if you won District 3, all right, and then let's say
I would say that to somebody else.
Or let's say that it was someone with a Caucasian ethnicity, okay, and they said, all right, a certain word to an individual that looked like us.
If the roles were switched and you had a black person,
get that man up out of here.
You had a white commissioner, yeah, we would be up in arms mad about it. So no, I gotta say, yeah, I mean you can't discriminate against anyone, and then how do you not know that as a government employee, as a commissioner, elected official? Hey, I'm not going to say this via a government email. Now, whatever problems, now from what I understand, she also filed a discrimination, I guess, issue or whatever with the county with him. From what I understand through watching the or listening to the hearing, that was unsustained, that he discriminated against her.
My sources haven't said anything about that. I haven't heard anything relating to the fact. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying it's yes or no. I just said I haven't heard anything about that. As far as hers, though, told you what it was.
Yeah.
Told you what she said. Yeah. Allegedly. I don't have the emails yet, but
she needs to come out and say something about it.
Look, I got the PDF right here.
Yeah.
This corresponds is the follow up of a previous response to you on January 20th, 2023. Yep. Based on your amended request, it'll take approximately 3 hours to review approximately 369 emails in accordance with Maryland Code, Journal provisions, numbers. The first 2 hours for search time are free. 1 hour costs $45.50. Require 50% deposit before work commences, and you're responsible for remaining 50% upon completion of records review. So I have everything here. I'm already, and it took me a while to get there too, as well.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll sit there. I siphon through all of it. And I have very, very specific search here. All right. Mention the names, County Administrator Mark Belton. We'll see what we got. Because I want to see if that word is actually in there. It could be redacted. Which
that would be so bad.
Which, if so, then I'm going to read email. I'm going to say this is redacted.
They're all going to think it's a worse word.
and that's it too as well. Let's get to some of these comments. So
I was looking at Tiara's comment.
That's what I've been over here dealing with.
When she said, then if some citizens want Belton gone, then why not ask why some of the commissioners don't? I would love to hear. You know what I would love to hear, because it seems like
have we really gotten like a legitimate answer for why? Now, I know you've said that too as well,
yeah, but other than what I just said, I haven't heard other than privately from people why they want him to either gone or to stay. No one really has made a public claim, except I guess Bowling and Stewart saying that, oh, well, he's done good work, blah, 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 blah. I want to hear from, I guess it's Collins and Patterson to say, hey, this is why we want a new person.
But the problem is also, too, as well, it's just transparency. Nobody talks to the people, or nobody knows these things exactly why. Yeah. That should be the first. I mean, Commissioner Collins, you're a lawyer. Somehow through the grapevine that can get out there properly.
And first of all, let's not act like all these elected officials don't know. If they wanted to contact the media and say, hey, I just want to put out something anonymously that someone's not going to report it, to say, hey, it's one of the commissioners, can't say who, has said they think Mark Belton should be replaced for X, Y, and Z reasons.
I've been leaked information.
Yeah.
I came here and told you about it. Why can't that be a thing?
Thank you. And that's
News 7 on your side, you know?
And that's the thing. The people who, and that's why I say, like, it's other counties that people get the information before it's out there, so people can start doing work proactively or kind of doing some kind of work. But you see a lot of people here, it's this like wall between the public and the elected officials.
And we're here to break those down because that shouldn't exist. And I have to give a shout out to obviously I had Commissioner Bowe on the podcast. Commissioner Collins came on the podcast too as well. They sat down, they took questions from the people. I like things of that sort. We don't always have to agree. Yeah. I'm not looking for that. I mean, I'm just looking to be able to access to you when, like I said, activist wise, work on bills and improve the life for the people of this county.
It's a lot of stuff that a lot of activists we want to work on with commissioners because that's the only way to get it done. And when we go to these elected officials, it is a wall. One thing I will give Commissioner Bowling, this is one of the rare times I'm going to give Miss Flowers out here. He is responsive. You hit him up and say, hey, I need something. We're working on something about getting the commissioner meetings. They're already live streamed to YouTube, but getting them to remain on there, like the recordings on YouTube. So he's been very, very helpful with that, talking through it and all that.
Yeah, and I mean, he's sometimes maybe a little bit too responsive.
He sometimes says more
yeah,
than
but
he needs to say.
I'll rather take
too many donkeys around.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But I'll take the fact that he's been on BNY multiple times, so I'll take the fact that I know where I can reach. I know I can text him. I can text him.
Same.
And then he'll text me back. That's how it should work between government leaders and the people.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be have to go through. Now, obviously, sometimes I got to reach your secretary or staff, things of that sort. I get all that, But
if it's urgent, I should be able to just hit you up via text, say, and not even to like do a whole bunch of work on, just to say, hey, I just wanted to alert you about this, and let's work on this. Or hey, what do you think about this? It's a thing. You'll text them, what do you think about this? And a lot of times you're not getting a response at all. But then they're happy to be in office. Hooray.
More comments. Tiara, we need to educate our citizens on legislation and parliamentary procedures like the Open Meetings Act. Once we educate, then you push the line. Open Meetings Act.
Agreed. I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with just the essentials with the word. I think Derek Terry knows a lot about that kind of stuff in Robert's Rules of Order. So if you do, please let us know.
But as far as educating citizens, I know there's a Citizens Academy too as well.
That's really good. I've heard that people go into it, and I think right now they're accepting applications for their spring semester, basically. So people, please go out and do that, so you can know about the county. I plan to try to do that this spring as well, so you can know what's going on in the county, how the behind the scenes stuff works, so you're ready to act.
It teaches a lot. I would love to. I just haven't had time to. But
I know it's a lot.
Yeah, it's what it was like. Every Thursday,
like 6 to like 9. I think it's like.
Yes, I think 6 to 10.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
I just ain't got that time to. I'm out here in the community.
Yeah.
So, but it's tough. But I try to learn as much.
Kind of way.
Yeah. I try to learn as much as I can through you, the people, and go from there. Leftwich out. You got an early drive. You always say this all the time, and then you always back in the comment section. So we'll see. When I see you not posting, then I'll believe you're actually out of here.
Yeah, my hair is done. Hold up. I'm going to show you real quick before you leave.
Hey, why shows that too as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all over here in the podcast and the live, whether you're commenting, not commenting. If you could share the podcast too as well, share the live, that goes a long way for us to grow.
If you like my hairstyle, please share.
Yeah. And also too as well, that gives me before we move on to our next segment, I want to thank everybody. I'm going to do this beginning of the podcast, but I can do this now. The donations that people gave from their own hearts and for everything that we've experienced recently. Thank you very much. That money is going to where we're at here to pay for this particular space. So this Presents You shows that we take the money, put it right back in the community, and go from there. So thank you very much for keep powering this podcast. I think we raised about $700. So that's nice little chunk of change. Yeah. It's been fantastic as far as just people coming through.
Shout out to community.
Yeah. Community's definitely had our back with everything we're going through. So thank you very much. This podcast is once again powered by you, the people. Coats. Yeah. So that's where I stand at with that. Where I stand with that. When I get my hands on the emails, when I do, because I will, I'm gonna take care of this tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. If I don't, then I'll take care of the next day. Obviously things happen, but it will be. I would take. I got electronic check. I got to take care of that tomorrow, and then from there I get the emails. Hopefully I have all my information correct, and then I'll present it to you, the people. So it took me some time to get here. I got set back, but we'll actually see exactly what's going on here. And
you actually kind of convinced me too. Like I was always on the fence whether I guess this is like resignable action or is it something that's like, all right, cool, like. Yeah, but you're right.
Can't be the majority.
If it was
minority county.
Okay, we're
and
majority
then out here using
black.
racial slurs.
Ricky, we're majority black. We're not a majority minority.
That's what. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, in
right.
this county, we're not a minority.
That's not.
We're majority.
Majority. Regardless, though, I can't have a commissioner of any creed of ethnicity using a racial slur against somebody else.
Because you know what? If Bowling would have said it against,
Bowling would have said it. Oh my.
You think he had an orange polo shirt on that day?
Matt Nolan Wheels. Everybody come out the woodwork. God damn, dude.
I'm gonna buy a sombrero.
Thank you. Can I ask you a question? What's up with the bus drivers?
That's a loaded question.
The Charles County bus drivers in attendance. Let's get to that.
Shout out to the Charles County bus drivers in attendance. These are hardworking people. These are people, honestly, who are essential workers. Who, if you ask elected officials what they think of these people, they would not say that they are essential workers. They would act like they're just everyday people, drive a bus. Somebody's grandmama, granddaddy. So what happened recently is that there was legislation presented by the Charles County Senators. Michael Jackson was the one who was he was the like lead sponsor on it, even though the Charles County Senators are who's sponsoring it. He was the one presenting and talking about it. From what I've heard, basically the bill at first was going to make the Charles County Board of Education by law the joint employer of the bus drivers and attendants. Now, currently, they are not recognized as any type of employer, even though the master school bus contract, which is signed between the contractors and the and the Board of Ed, is their wages, their working conditions, their benefits, all of it. The Charles County Board of Ed is not looked at as any type of employer of them at all. So this would require the school board to say, hey, we are jointly your employer, plus we have to have you at any negotiations over master bus contracts, someone who is who represents the contracted out workers' interests have to be at the meeting. Now, when I saw the bill, I thought it was a lot of issues with the bill, frankly, because it never said the word collective bargaining. It never said the word union. It just said someone who represents the interest of the bus drivers and attendants. And to me, in that legislation, what would stop the Contractors Association from coming together and say, we're going to appoint one person to be you're the go-to person for bus drivers and attendants, the workers. You're going to be their representative on our association, so we can say, hey, they're the person who represents the interest and not the unions. So I always thought that it should say explicitly, any and all unions representing contract employees must be included in the negotiations. And then also have a process for arbitration to where, let's say the county and let's say Superintendent Navarro does like she did last time, from what the bus drivers have said, where what she did was she basically went to the contractor and said, here's the contract, either you take it or you stop being a bus contractor. We don't care. Do it either or. So the contractors, you had some of them who said, I'm done doing this. You had some who said, I'll take it and I'll deal with whatever you got. So for some kind of arbitration process, if they cut out the union like they did last time, they would be mandated to go to arbitration process, start working on how we can actually get it so all parties agree. What happened in the bill hearing was,
oh my God,
last
here we go.
minute, the bill, there was an amendment offered by Senator Jackson to basically, instead of having any joint employer, any requirements for negotiation, to create a task force. That's where they all like. To have a task force.
A study group.
Yeah, a study group. A buddy session. To have one Charles County senator, one Charles County delegate, one Charles County commissioner, one either the chair of the board of the school board or a designee, the superintendent or a designee, 3 contractors and 3 people from the union, to look at, and it specifically said look at the wages, student transportation, and look at contract lengths, because the one thing the contractors have been saying, we want more than just 1 year contracts, because right now the school system saying, here's your contract for the year, we'll talk about it next year, next school year. They want like a 3 to 5 year contract so they can extend this out for a while and not be a year to year kind of thing. And I'll say allegedly, because from what I've heard basically is that none of the union or the bus drivers or attendants knew that he was putting up this amendment to the bill. And at first they were testifying in favor of his original bill. He changed it. The union itself did not testify at the bill hearing.
Why not?
Ask them. From what I've heard, it was because they were shocked by his changes. I would still say testify and let them know we don't agree with these amendments. We want the original bill. The Contractors Association and the contractors were smart to get G.S. Proctor and Associates to be their lobbying group. And G.S. Proctor runs this county like it's Commissioner Proctor and Gamble. But so what happened there is that, now you would think if the contractors and the G.S. Proctor was originally in opposition to the original bill. So when Michael Jackson said, here's our amendments, and they go to opposition, both G.S. Proctor and the contractor said, we were originally opposed to, and I'm paraphrasing, but we were originally opposed to
What's up, Stacey?
Jackson's bill. Now we are in favor and support this new legislation that he's doing. Which to me is, if the bus drivers and citizens have been saying the contractors are an issue and the contractors hired a lobbying group, why are they so excited about this bill? Why is it their bill now?
So here's my thing. You think the bus drivers are getting played? It's a loaded question, I know.
It's a very loaded question.
But honestly, like, the fact is that they're satisfied with being in the same spot, essentially.
I won't say
where you
satisfied.
Over the summertime.
I won't say that they're satisfied with it. I think that you have a lot of elected officials and a lot of people who are using their positions and their current power to kind of take advantage of them to say, oh yeah, let us work on this behind the scenes and we'll do it. And I remember
that's never a good thing.
No, it's never.
That's never a good thing. Anytime
a politician say, I got
we're the
this.
government and we're here to help.
Well, that is scary around here. In Charles County, that's scary. In a better state, it's not scary. It's wonderful. Please come and help. But I think what happened was you had people who took advantage of them, saw them as, we can do whatever we want, and what are you going to do about it? Because for Senator Jackson to make those changes to the bill, and then for them to say, we didn't know about this until last
Where did those changes come from? Why did he make them?
So from what I understand, G.S. Proctor, and it's all allegedly,
they gave him some money.
I wouldn't even say money. I don't think G.S. Proctor needs to give money to everyone every time. They just know, we're the major lobbying group in Charles County. What, are you not going to listen to us? Because at some point you will need money.
They say, there it is then.
Yeah, money.
God damn.
It is alleged. I don't know if they said money, but you got to assume G.S. Proctor is cutting checks.
Like, come on now. It's us, baby. It's us.
What else you got in Charles County? So, I testified against the bill.
Investigative journalism.
Yeah. It's a horrible bill. First of all, you're putting together a work group of people who all know the issue. It ain't like the school board doesn't know what's going on. They're a part of it. It's not like the contractors don't, the union doesn't. It's not like the commissioners don't, because they were talking to all the commissioners. The senators do, and the delegates do. Why are we going to sit in a room together, to talk about what we're already going through, because here's what else is
And that's what I'm
messed up
saying too. Is what now? Does that mean it open to the public? Is it transparent? It's going to be shown Facebook, YouTube Live, all
Probably
this?
not. But you know what else gets me too is that there's nothing from what I saw in the legislation that says while this work group is meeting, what's going to happen with the contracts that are going to go during that time? Is it going to just be Navarro doing what she did last time? Here's the contract, take it or not. And the union's like, well, we can't really say anything because we have a work group going on. And also what I think is happening is that the contractors were smart enough to work with GS Proctor to basically say, hey, how about this? We make a work group, cast it off to the side. And we have the money in the lobbying group to control what other elected officials say. If they can get Jackson to change the bill just like that, then they got power to move delegates, senators, commissioners, all that. For them to say, all right, cool. So what we're going to do is, let's say we're going to have bad faith negotiation work group. And the union gets upset because they feel like nothing's really coming out of this, and they do a sick out again. You can have the contractors, GS Proctor, come together and say, well, the problem is that I don't know why the contractors are going on a sick out, because we have this work group. They don't want to come to the table. So now you put it on them to look like they're the ones who are not trying to do anything when you have a work group.
Yeah, but is that going to happen?
I hope it does. You know what? One thing, I'm going to say something controversial.
You spend a lot of game right here.
I'm going to say something controversial.
Yeah.
When Deron went on a school board meeting and he told them the way y'all treating these bus drivers and attendants is wrong. What y'all need to do is go ahead and go on strike. I'm for it. I think the first day of school next year, if they don't get what they deserve, it should be some kind of work stoppage. I don't know. And I understand that's a lot on parents, but I would be scared if, and I don't have a child, but if I had a child and they were driving these buses, and I do. And you have a child.
Yeah, a couple of them.
And you know how the bus drivers are getting paid starvation wages, no benefits. You have people who have testified at the school board that they work 40 years and have $16,000 in their retirement account. And you're telling me you want these people driving a bus to and from, and at one day, all you need is that one day they're thinking about how I can't afford Christmas gifts when it comes around Christmas time. I can't afford anything for my life, with a bus full of students, and they swerve the bus because they're thinking about I can't keep living like I'm living.
All it takes is just one wild incident from a bus driver
for
this whole thing come crashing down.
Exactly. I pray for the bus drivers that they get what they need. I pray that they go out on some type of work stoppage if elected officials don't do anything. And you know what? I'm tired of hearing elected officials saying, we support you, we support you, we support you, but nothing is behind it. It's easy words to say.
I mean, we saw this past summer. You saw they threw a little cookout, whatnot. Everybody was there. Where's everybody now?
Looking for the next plate.
For all the money. Stacy, exactly. Just like Chris Tucker and Rush Hour, all three movies, all right? You can't run a revolution and still remain comfortable at the same time. No. For the bus drivers, if you want to actually make change, you have to force change.
Oh yeah, especially in this county. In this county, change doesn't come from just being nice and asking for it and working with the people.
No. There's a couple things that this county listens to is who you know and how much money you got.
Yeah,
and nothing else will get the job done. Either connections or cash.
I don't think union power is bringing in money to just persuade politicians. So you gotta hit people at an everyday point.
Or maybe you just drive the buses 20 miles on the speed limit. We'll get there when we get there. It's safe. We're not driving too fast.
Drop all the kids off in the morning. Nobody come pick up. At least all the parents know where the child is.
Or or maybe one day you have a whole sick out call.
Yeah.
Tuesday this week, Wednesday another week. Next week is Monday.
I think you're gonna need day after day after day of, if you have a whole week of school just not starting. All the parents, yes, they'll be mad.
But they put the pressure at that point.
Yeah.
At that point they're doing the work towards Navarro, the school board. Obviously they have certain ways how they deal with it, but at the same time, when people start talking, things happen.
Yeah.
It may not be you, school board member, that can make this contract happen, but the fact is that there's pressure coming from all sorts of ways that the right people start talking.
Yep.
Brittany, if Charles County Board of Education becomes a bus driver's employer, could they be paid more?
I would let a bus
got the bus drivers in the chat too as well. What's going on with y'all?
I would love. Now, I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, but between them, I think if it's easier for them to get what they want, being county employees, then I say do whatever is the easiest way for you to get what you need. I mean, you're talking about people's lives here. Whatever's the best way.
How's their health insurance?
From what I've heard, is people who have it just can't afford to use it. It's like the high deductibles, things like that, where it's like, hey, I got it, but
so basically, we have people that are underpaid that can't go see the doctor often. That are driving our kids around to
and
and
can't
from.
retire either. So you got a bus driver literally in her 80s. When she turned 80, they gave her bus number 80.
No type of benefits. No type of cash bonus. Nothing.
Hey. We gave you a nice pizza party in the rain recently.
How corporate?
Ain't you happy about your pizza party in the rain? No. Not even just a pizza party with tents for everyone. Just tents over the food and the workers giving out the food.
I saw that on Twitter too as well. Did I miss Stacy, rewind it back. We talked about Coates and Collins too as well.
What's up, Stacy?
Yeah. So we'll rehash at the end, but we started off with that one. As far as the bus drivers though, yeah, I saw that. And I was thinking, first of all, on the surface, yeah, it's cool. A free meal. Look, man, you offered me a free meal.
No.
I'm going to take it.
No,
I'm talking just general. I'm going to take it. But if I'm over here fighting for something like they are, look, man, I ain't got time for your goddamn pizza, whatever it is, Gatorade.
I don't care if it's filet mignon.
Yeah, we ain't doing all that, all right? I'm here for one goddamn reason, one purpose, okay? Is to get my people paid and get better benefits because we're out here every single day. You see how it is in what county? St. Mary's, Calvert?
Yeah, they went on strike, I think 1 to 2 days. They got money. They got extra benefit. They got what they asked for.
Yeah, and I know they got the $500 check, but that went $1,000 check, but that went to all county employees too as well.
It went to all county. It wasn't even negotiated specifically for them. AFSCME negotiated it for their people.
Thank you, Brittany. Have a good night.
And they are just included on it. Good night, Brittany. And they're just included on it to say, oh, I guess we got to give it to you. Here y'all go too. And it was $1,000 spread across 2 $500 payments, and you paying tax on that too. So you're not really making anything.
Bus drivers intend to say that some drivers had to pay $3,000, $7,000 in hospital deductible. That means before that anything becomes to the point of co-pays of that, they had to come out of pocket at that point. So basically, this is beyond paycheck to paycheck.
It pisses me off too because it's like all of these elected
Can't live
officials
off of this.
in office. Some of y'all got kids that ride the bus. Could you imagine if you have bus drivers who have medical issues and they are one blink of the eye away from having, God forbid, a heart attack, stroke, or whatever, and they're driving a bus full of your kids with your children on it? It's all easy, hey, to sit back and say, oh, well, they're mostly older people who do it. It's not supposed to be a full-time job. It's not supposed to be da-da-da-da-da. You can't have a step program, and let's not even get into the step program where you don't get your first raise until 5 years of working. I wish.
Where they do that at?
I wish.
You go to Walmart, at least get a quarter after the first year.
To me, it'd be good night. I can't work here. No one would deal with this, and y'all. Hey, people keep letting them deal what they want to deal with. Y'all don't get. Ain't nobody get fed up until somebody get fed up.
So here's the problem too as well. How did the contract become in the first place? Who gave the contract out? How did this whole deal work? It's why you need legitimate investigative reporting here.
You do. And to me, it has to be for them. Hey, when they came on the podcast to talk about how it was 50 years ago, but you have all like a family who basically has split up a contract like 6 different ways. This has to be one of them old Charles County. We all live here. We're all cool with each other. Let us deal with it. So the school system, oh, you don't want to manage the buses. And I'm thinking it is a yellow school bus. The county can't take over it. Put the buses at the schools.
No, you can't put a bus at the school. There's not enough room.
Okay.
It's not enough parking lot.
That's the problem. It's too yellow.
These are old school deals. Yeah, we're gonna take these old school deals into 2023. We're gonna take a look at it. Let's go ahead and go and get the dust off of that thing. All right. If
a mask.
I go. Hey, look, I go digging some library. Hey, let me. Yeah, I got library card activated.
The court system.
Yeah. Come on now. We can find out a whole lot of things if we want to, but.
We can.
Yes, the family split it up. Sean, yes, the family split up to not pay taxes. Keller is all Keller.
Yep. Keller family done broken it up. You got the
Talk on
Coates
it.
family, I think, who
Talk
broke
on
it
it.
up. It's a whole lot of families who broke it up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense. It's, you know what? Woohoo for your family. Y'all can achieve y'all generational wealth. Y'all can do well owning these buses. It doesn't make sense that y'all are getting these multi-million-dollar contracts and you have your workers who are, I wouldn't even say living paycheck to paycheck. They're living, they're using all their paycheck to live and then some by borrowing from family members. It's people who've said that they've borrowed money from their family members just to pay rent, just to have their car payment. It's people hiding their cars from the repo people. Your job is to drive, and you gotta hide your car.
But let's let them drive the kids around all over Charles County.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, but it's not. This is. We're going to dive. We're going to do some real deep dives into this too as well. Bus drivers, attendants. I love to talk to y'all again. I love to because I need to see exactly what's going on here. If you want more, you gotta do more. Now I'm not advocating one thing or the other. I'm not telling you exactly, how to run it, but
I'll advocate.
I just know this man's been on the front lines a lot more than with this issue than I have. But I just know when you want to run a revolution, you just can't be comfortable.
No, you
have
need
to not
people
be like
up in arms.
And
you need angry parents. You need angry parents for them to. I don't know if they have this mindset of it to not want to make parents mad. To me, if parents are calm, the school board's calm because they know this ain't affecting me. I don't get an email.
A nice 5-hour meeting, ain't nothing happening.
You know what else gets me too? One thing I want, and this is to all the
we'll move the school board
members,
after this too as well.
Yeah. Oh, this is a nice transition then.
It works.
So
it's almost like we built it.
Right.
Built this whole podcast playlist.
A little agenda.
Hey,
to it too. Setting up right. But here's my thing, and this is straightly to school board members. Last time you all had a meeting, you all gave comments how you went to the events. You went to football games. You went to basketball games. You went to the band concerts, the chorus concerts, all that.
Hey.
I want to hear one of y'all next time go in there and say, I went to a bus contracting lot and talk to them in the morning before they pick up the bus to drop kids off and see what their experience is. If I
you talking like a ride along?
I wouldn't even say a ride along. Just talk to them before they even go do their rides. In the morning, say, hey, I just wanted to, I'm the school board member from this district. You drive buses in my district. What are you all going through? Because I want to make sure you're good when you all drive the kids that I represent. Where is that at? I would love to hear someone say how it was going to a bus lot, and then from that, follow up with them to say, hey, I heard that you had an issue with this. I'm working on X, Y, and Z.
We'll read some of these comments too as
like
well.
There must be school board members in here.
There's always somebody watches back or watches live, watch a replay, ghost watching. I don't really care one way or the other. The information will get where it needs to get to. I take that back. I do care. I want as many people to watch as possible, but the information will get to where it needs to. Stacy Lynn. What's up, Duran? Bus operators are holding it down. We need parents to step it up. Erica, what's going on with you? I don't think angry parents bother them anymore. Look, people power still has power. If you get enough, what we said about Allie earlier too as well.
You know what?
Get enough people together to put pressure, things will happen.
You know what? And Stacy's here. I don't know if Allie's here. I was talking about y'all earlier. I shouted y'all out. I know. You all organized and got people there to say that you shouldn't have guns or that you all should be able to carry guns in government buildings and things like that of that nature. You all organized to get people out, and I think, and Erica, to your point, I agree with you. A lot of times when you get residents angry in Charles County, a lot of people don't care because they look at it as, okay, I'll give y'all 2 weeks, you'll go away. If you get parents mad because they can't take their kids to school,
you remember the first day they went on strike?
Oh yeah, Navarre. That's the quickest I ever seen the school board put out an email.
Yeah, things work fast when you put pressure on the right places.
Yep.
Let them do a ride along so you can see what we do firsthand.
Okay, so can you all, as the bus drivers, not even invite them, tell them come on the bus. Tell them you all did a lot of work with them. You all know them. Tell them what day works for you to come on the bus so you can do a ride along to see how this works and what we got to deal with.
Open invitation. we'll see where it goes at from here. Charles County bus drivers and attendants, y'all have my number. I know we talked to as well. Let's work it back out. It was a sick out, not a strike by law. Yeah. As we mentioned, it was a sick day. Yeah. So, but obviously, even with the bus drivers too as well, there's not enough capital for them to keep doing that.
No,
they keep doing that. That's what I'm saying. That it takes a whole lot of sacrifice.
Well,
to get
with the union, hopefully there is some benefits to being able to do it. They can help with I don't know how that works with union law, but like a strike fund to help people.
Hopefully they got enough. Yeah, I know they have. But how much?
Yeah.
How much can you go on for?
Hopefully it doesn't have. Hopefully it could be like Calvert County. Enough people do it. They shut it down one to 2 days, and here we go.
Parents were asked to be monitors. We were told no to help the bus control. Shauna, who told you no? Out of curiosity. Yeah, so I'll let you respond back to that one. So also at the time we've been gone, you had Cindy Colby who won District 1 seat. We were there election night. Okay. All right. She goes to 1 5-hour meeting and resigns. So this is what I understand from.
Her stories were on that at that same time.
There's two things I understand. There's the Southern Maryland news story, and then there's sources. So we'll present both. Sources. We'll present both. Obviously, she the job wasn't fitting to her personal life schedule, things of that sort. I could read it here word by word because I don't want to take anything out of context here. Hold on, I saved this picture. Is it?
What do you mean? Do you blame her for resigning? I think if anyone resigns, that I would love them to just put out I guess she put out her public comment.
Do I blame her for resigning? No, I don't blame her for resigning. The fact is that she didn't want the job in the first place, and she still had her name on the ballot and didn't say anything to the people.
And I want to know, at what time did she decide I don't want to do this anymore? And if it was during the election, please come out publicly and let people know. Do not vote for me. I don't want this job.
She said that behind the scenes, from what I understand, but
so
you could have said that publicly to the people too.
You could have asked them to remove your name off the ballot.
And the thing is that I'm not angry, mad that it's not that that she won. You have a seat on the board. Do your job. 4 years. Yeah, running District 1 is a high honor.
People voted for you. They want to see something. Even if, in just guessing on just how the election went, me and her could have disagreed on every single issue under the sun. You got elected by the people in your district to represent them. And I don't really, to me, and I'll say this personally, I don't really care if your opinions that you hold or as far as policy isn't shared amongst the rest of your board. We didn't elect you just to agree with everyone. We elected you to hold your own viewpoints, hold your own opinions. Because, and Stacey, I'll put this towards you is, let's say, different world, you won, Ralph didn't. You would go in there knowing I'm probably not going to agree with a lot of these people on there. So I believe that in my conversations with you, you would take that as, all right, cool. I don't care how awkward this gets if I'm voting against everyone X number of times. I'm going to stay because this is what I believe. And you're right. Not everyone has the personality to cope with that. I think that's something that you should know when you run. Like running, you should kind of know it comes with the territory.
What do we say about politics? It's a contact sport.
Yeah.
Like I said up here tonight, I basically said, Coach, if she said what she said, she should resign.
Yep.
Called out Collins for his transgressions when it comes to not paying the money back. Call out Cindy for running for office when she didn't really want to.
Called out the school board and superintendent. Like
we're not sitting here sparing anybody.
Ooh, that was a lot.
Oh, this is whole second to ride. We'll get to that second. Let me clean this up. Betty, what was your reason for resigning? So this is what I want to get to as well. I thought I had the screenshot saved, but I just went to CC BOE website.
Mm-hmm.
January 30th, Colby resigns. Board to develop application process for vacancy. The Board of Education of Charles County today announced the resignation of board member Cindy Colby. In sharing her resignation with the board, Colby cited personal reasons behind her decision to vacate her seat on the board representing Charles County District 1. While I'm not able to continue serving on the board, I wish my colleagues well in their endeavors. Together and collectively, I know they will keep the best interests of the children of Charles County at the forefront of decisions they will make over the next 4 years, Colby said. That is the surface
You know, I would
reason.
love to have seen, and I would give her a little bit more like credit if in her going out article she would have at least said, I hope that the board pushes through policies that I wanted to see reflected. If it was a personal issue and that's why you couldn't stay on, it wasn't because you didn't want to get involved or you didn't want to be a part of the contact sport of politics and not hockey, but
As long as it's hockey.
politics.
I love. Fun fact about me, I love hockey.
Really?
Yeah, it's the speed of NBA fast break with the contact of NFL football, and it's on ice. So I'm
And
like,
it's on
yeah,
ice.
yeah. Capitals in the playoffs sign me up every single year. I love NHL playoffs. I'm a huge fan.
Ice skate.
I
Save
can't
my
either,
life.
but
Okay, there we go.
I'm a fan when it comes to that. But go on.
No, you're right. But it's I would have loved her in her article to say, and you know what? I hope that the school board can push through policies that would X, Y, and Z. At least what she believes. So at least the voters could know, oh, okay, cool. At least I know she agreed. I voted for her, and she still is somewhat fighting for the policies. And it wasn't just I voted for her for, I don't want to say for nothing, but for nothing. I mean, you had Calvin who was running in that district. You had
You had people there, yeah.
Zach. You had Samisha. I mean,
And then she won the seat, and then immediately resigned afterwards. And she says obviously here for personal reasons. For what I understand from my sources, like I said, she didn't want to run in the first place. She got the job, didn't know what it really entailed, and she was like, "Oh, this is what I have to do. Okay, I'll see you later." And like I say, I trust my sources with 100%.
you know what? To Stacey's point, I'm out of the whole partisan. Yeah, I am out of the whole partisan game. To be progressive, to be conservative or Republican in Charles County is not for the faint of heart.
It's
To be progressive and to be an activist in Charles County is also not for the faint of heart. And I think if you sign up for it, to be a conservative in District 1 to me is not something that's like you have to be strong-hearted. It's a lot of conservatives in District 1, and I feel like they voted for her. So obviously if she was conservative, they agreed with it.
I think one thing about Cindy winning too as well is that 2026, as far as everything with
Where are you going with this?
commissioner by voting district only.
You was not about to say we could have Commissioner Cindy Kubler.
No, I ain't saying.
I was about to say
No, she already. I hope not. She already gave you history of. Don't do that. But the fact is that you see that how certain districts are voting. That gives you. I think it's a little preview too as well.
That was a real good test subject while
Yeah.
watching these school board races.
But I don't understand. Like, why go through the process of putting your name on, signing
waste of
all
time.
that too as well, and then
I mean, did she really even campaign? I guess she ain't spend no money.
she had enough power. She had enough people power behind her.
She did.
And then think of all those constituents that voted for her. Essentially
they
wasted
feel.
a vote.
Mhm.
And that's why I was gonna do. That's why I reached out to Zach. I was like, "What you gonna do, man?"
Awesome guy.
Well, I still want to get to some things as far as District 1 too as well. We'll read some of
Alright,
these
that's
comments too as well. Yeah. All right, Charles, you got a whole comment
I
here.
got it on my phone too because it's hard to read from my laptop.
All right, hold a second. Before we read Charles' comment, Gilbert Bowling, good to see you back on the air. Hey, Commissioner Bowling, BJ, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for supporting the podcast too as well. God,
What's
BJ in the
up?
chat.
What's up, Commissioner Bowling?
Man, love to see it. Love to see it. Also too as well, when you want to go for the trifecta for a podcast, hey, just hit me up, say the word, we'll make it happen. That's an easy one.
What's up,
Betty,
what's up?
agree with you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Carlos, that's her truth and letter. Wasted vote, exactly. That's the thing too. Is where you got a lot of people that believed, voted, went out for, campaigned on behalf, talked to other people,
Yeah.
and then
She beat what 3 other people who ran?
yeah, I trust my sources. All right, You want to read this the Charles comment?
You want me to do? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I make one comment to get? Yeah. We're still talking about that YouTube thing, but thanks, Commissioner Bowling. You know what, Commissioner Bowling, this is probably been the most shout-outs I've ever given you in my time of knowing you.
You are, man would say he went past quota.
Right? Shout out to you. So Daron says, CCPS board member. I don't want to read those.
Yeah, you already read it. Hey, we read comments here, man.
This ain't me. This is Daron talking. But CCPS board member Daughtery Butler Washington tried to pull the race card on a board chair for a committee she was on after being told she could be on the board and the school board because it was a conflict of interest. Told the board chair she wasn't going anywhere. Board chair said you don't have to. Your access to all meetings and info concerning this committee is revoked effective immediately. Then she pulls the race card because the committee chair is white. How can she sit and watch Thomasina Coates make an expletive of herself and then turn around and do the same dumb expletive? She doesn't understand the conflict of interest. This is all said by Deron, not said by Carla. So everybody take that as you will.
He's got a follow-up comment too as well.
Of course. Great.
A midday rant. Midday rant.
Where do you see the other comment? I don't see it on my
It's 9:30. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Midday.
The last comment. You see it?
No, I don't see that.
You see it yet?
You read that one.
All right. Charles County's elected officials, including county commissioners and those who serve on the board of education members, need to stop the drama and finger pointing. Truth be told, no member is above the collective board on which they serve. It is true that some information is brought to the attention to the public to promote accountability, or in some cases to shame or disparage. But as much public information that is publicly known, there's still elected members who have their records expunged. So no one can talk about instances of fraudulent education background. Now, hold a second. Hold up. Who are you talking about here? Non-payment of child support, threatening one another with knives, non-disclosure of financial statements concerning nonprofits, racial emails, instances of political favoritism, and related matters.
Okay. Let me say something. And for everyone watching, Ricky read all that. He's gonna say allegedly at the point. So
oh no, this is not. Hey, what's the disclaimer say beginning of the podcast?
Yeah, your words ain't mine.
Hey, I read the comment and go from there. Deron, if you want to name a name or go from there, then feel free. But I'm not sure exactly who you're referring to here, and I'm not gonna allege anything with that too as well. I haven't seen the documents that you've said you've seen. We'll go from there. Now, I'm not saying one way or another. I'm just saying that I haven't seen it. Deron's over here going off. Go ahead and crack that drink real quick. We come right back to it. Go Bones work on the YouTube too as well. So I want to get back to he's working on the YouTube. Great. Yeah. I don't want to get too far off topic here because I want to get back to not so much to Cindy, but Cindy, best of luck to you. This ain't taking a bunch of shots at you.
Hope your personal matters work out.
Yeah, anything that obviously the job isn't what you thought the job was, then it is what it is. I just for future use too as well for candidates, just I don't know, just
if you want to run, actually want to do it, no matter if you're
because there's people in that race that really there's people in that race. Yeah, Calvin, you had Samisha, you had Zach too as well. Yeah, not endorsing any three of those, but that really would have loved to have the seat. They still would have been there and they would have won it. So
even if they disagree, and that's the one thing I'll say. You look at the board of commissioners now, Amanda Stewart, Gilbert Bowling are what you could say on the outs. They're still staying in, knowing, hey, I got stuff that I want to fight for my district. But one thing I will give Cindy Kubley, thank you for not being one of those politicians who I'm going to stay in the office even though I know I don't care. I'm not going to do anything. I could care less what goes on and just not doing anything. At least District 1 can have someone else step in. Now, is the process for that great? That the school board itself just gets to choose who they want to choose? I don't. Me personally, I would love to see the voters do it. I understand the issue with that. Well, hold up. Couldn't they just appoint someone for you can stay there until the next election?
Well, so I know they're working on the process, and I think it's supposed to be presented at the last meeting.
But that didn't.
But that didn't happen. But it's supposed to be an interview process of someone that lives in District 1.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's why Zach mentioned his interests. That's why we want to run the podcast back to as well.
He's really good, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows who it may be, who it can be, but I know the criteria needs to be there's already criteria in place, but I think they're supposed to expand on that.
Okay, so
but I don't know.
I'm not
last
really,
meeting. Nothing happened.
So I'm kind of not really for them expanding the criteria because
you think it's fine just the way it is.
I mean. No, I won't say it's fine the way it is, but I think you can't make people to get appointed. You have bigger criteria to cross than someone who's running for an election. Well, we say when you run for election, You just got to be over the age of 21. You got to be a resident of the district for X number of time. Run. Have at it.
So you want like a special election?
I wouldn't say special election. What I would say is appoint someone, and they can only serve until the election is over in 2024. Just instead of costing extra money, add District 1 school board member onto the 2024 ballot, because you already have school board at large running in 2024. Just add school board District 1, and then whoever you appoint just serves until that person gets sworn in.
That wouldn't be. That's actually not a bad idea. They just run it for
a little placeholder.
Yeah. Then they can run the rest of that, and then it goes for 4 years from there.
Yeah, and then when they get reelected, they got 2 years, and then run again to keep up with the rest of the board members.
But that seat needs to be filled.
Yeah,
I don't believe
an
in
process.
There's nothing I can't stand more than an empty seat, empty vote.
Oh no, I agree with that.
It's the one thing as far as this whole political process that drives me absolutely up a wall. That's why everything with Coates censored too as well. I mean, essentially in a gridlock.
If I vote for you, I want you to vote on everything that you can vote for.
Erica, shout out to the parent leaders who push for school name changes. Yes, so that is happening.
I think that's what Deron may have been talking about. Deron, please let us know if that's what you're talking about. Shout out to all those parents. Shout out to, I forgot his name, but he comes to almost every school board meeting and let them know that you still have, I want to say it's 13 or 15.
Black dude with the bald head, beard.
Yeah. All them schools named after slave owners. And to me, why is it taking so long just to rename some school? I get it, the policy, there's no specific policy in place to do it. Just rename. Put together a committee. Tell them you have by the 3 months, figure out a new names.
Deron, know by law the process what they are following. They get to pick who they can serve the balance. Yeah, as far as the board seat, they can interview who they want to, and essentially, it doesn't go to like us, like we the people get to pick. It's more so
people don't get no say in that.
Yeah. Derek Tier's supposed to be staggered at some point in time, so there's always not a new administration coming in.
It's staggered now. 2024, you're gonna have the vote for school board at large, and then after that, school board at large will go to 4 years. So it'll be from 2024 to 2028, and then all the other school board members are 2022 to 2026.
Just fill the damn seat, man.
Honestly,
it doesn't have to be a difficult process. Open it up. Applications, fill the seat, get it done in a month or so.
Hold it till the next election cycle. Next election cycle, that person goes from 2024 to 2026, and after that, they run every 4 years like everybody else. And it's simple. Other places do it all the time.
Put the interview process on, live stream it, put it on YouTube.
Yeah, let people submit questions.
Yeah, exactly. Beforehand.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be difficult. Let's just do the right thing here.
The one thing I want to know, since they get to ask questions, are they going to ask policy questions? Because it'd be weird if a school board member asks another person who's trying to be school board member, what's your view on the GPA requirements for sports? What's your view on school education? What's your view on the bus drivers and attendant issue? Because
it's kind of like basic stuff. If I'm asking it here, my home studio at the time before it comes back, all right, here at Quality Touch, I expect the same thing too as well. Just the basic job requirements
for the school board members, because now it's like y'all just gonna vote for an extra vote you think you're gonna get. I mean that's what they're gonna do anyway.
Yes,
you might as well ask some policy questions.
Yes, I mean this is not an ideal process. That's why everything is about sending, and that's how I feel the way I feel. Derek Terrace asked me to District 1 for CCB. I feel like every time a seat comes open.
Look, Derek always say somebody asked him. He's like, "Hey, Derek, who asked you?" Me real quick.
Who asked you, Derek? Who asked you, Derek? Who was it? It'd be funny if it was
Derek asked himself.
I ain't gonna do that to the man. Shout out to my man DT.
So you remember how Martin Shane was like looking around conversation with us?
Hey, don't. I ain't gonna do that to the guy. I ain't gonna do that to him.
Derek, run for something in District 3. I'll vote for you. I'm 100% serious.
Let's let me ask you about this, and ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to shortly to the close of the podcast too as well for tonight. We'll be back up next week too as well. But Charles County Public Schools. Safety issues, obviously fights, knives, things of that sort too as well. I'm kind of summing a lot of things up in one, but obviously safety in schools is just paramount. I mean, we've seen everything over the years with gun violence and things of that sort, but everything that's been going on. What's your thoughts on that?
Um, One is just sad that this is what's going on in the schools. I think.
Comment section, what you got too as well?
Yeah, please let me know what y'all thoughts are. I mean, I just can't. I've seen people talking about how we need more police in schools. We need more police in schools. We have police in schools, and we don't see the issue stopping. So my thing is, let's figure out, why are these issues even starting up? Like what is the root cause of why you're doing this, and let's figure out how we can stop this from being done. Is it because students have no outlet to do anything around here that they're doing that? Like you said, we can't just have. And please clarify what you mean specifically on like restorative practice.
So that's kind of like it's like a lot of talk like redirecting energy, how to turn things so much from negative to positive before you get to like the disciplinary stage. Like
I mean, you can't just throw the book at every child all the time.
Yeah,
I
but
get that, but you can't.
And I understand what Stacey's saying too as well, is that it's not just enough. Like there has to be a certain consequence for actions. Like it was, I think it was an SRO that got injured in the fight too as well. If I'm Thomas Stone, I want to say correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just going off top of the dome right now, but there has to be some kind of there has to be consequence for actions. I mean, that's how it is. That's how it works in you and me. We leave out of here.
We're adults.
Yeah, we see somebody, we start fighting them. You know, I expect Sheriff Berry to pull up and, not him, maybe not him personally,
not
but
Barry. I hope not him personally.
Nah, that's too much. But yeah, I expect something to happen for what I just did.
No, you're right.
It was the same thing when we went through high school too.
Victims would also expect something to happen. If something happens to them too. No, I get you definitely. I think we need to look at what specifically would happen. And also, we don't want to see the same things how we treat people when we lock them up the way we treat kids, because what happens a lot of time, though, that's why we have such a high recidivism rate throughout the country, is because all we think of, punish them, and that's going to stop them from doing it. But as history has shown, just because you punish someone doesn't mean we're going to stop doing it, because when I do a crime, that doesn't mean I'm thinking of the moment of how I'm going to be punished when I do it.
Yeah, and that's not. There's got to be some. I think what was the word Leftwich said earlier? Checks and balances.
Yeah, it has to be a balance.
You have to be. You can. Some kids, yes, you can do a restorative practice with, and I think that should be tried with all to see the root cause of the issue. You should definitely want to get to the psychology behind it. Also, some people are just, and you get to that point that you keep talking and they just keep doing the negative actions. There has to be some consequences for that. Now, what are the consequences right now?
That's exactly like, and people say more consequences. What are you asking for? One thing
I got more sources. I'm gonna drop something.
Please do, Stacey. Can you please elaborate on what do you like? I see a lot of people say hold parents responsible. What do y'all mean by that? Like, are y'all asking for? I'm not gonna put words into my mouth. What are you asking for when you say hold them accountable? Specifically. So,
as far as we're talking a little bit of discipline in the schools. I'm not talking high school here, but let's take it back to some elementary schools in this very county. I mean, you got kids running out of the classroom, running around the halls, doing all sorts of wild-ish too as well, and then they're back at school the very next day, threatening teachers, back at school the very next day. And
that's
nothing.
Put a teacher through that too.
Nothing, and then that's why. And then people's like, "Oh man, why are we losing all these teachers?" This, that, and the third.
Think about what they're doing on the bus too,
and on that too as well. What is and honestly, I don't say said family too as well. That's a big part. Like how are you raised? Who's raising you? What's going on with your parents? What if your parents are in and out of jail? How's it going to affect the child? It's going to have a negative effect, obviously, if they can have a stable household.
I don't have enough money to eat at home, so you only eat at school, but you can't. Or
how do you fix those problems?
Well,
that goes way deeper than anything else.
Can we make it so that school meals are free at the point of use, so people aren't having to come out their own pocket to pay for it? Because there's some people who fall in between that line of poverty where you get free meals and the I make enough money so my whole family doesn't even need to use free meals at all. Some people fall right in between that to where they don't have money. And I know once you get to middle school and high school level, I believe you get X number of cheese sandwiches, and then after that, you just ain't eating nothing.
I mean, hunger is one way to. I mean, a hungry man would change. I mean, if somebody's hungry, there's a lot they would do to put some food in their stomach. So that's one thing you could do. Obviously, everything has a cost there too as well. I want to get to some of these comments up here. Stacy, CCPS looks so pitiful right now. I agree. Stacy, we mentioned whole parents responsible. Then she went a little bit more on that one. I'll read Derek's comment first. Students should have been brought in stages versus all at once. Okay. The 9th graders were working off of 7th grade social mentality. The 6th grade working off 4th grade social mentality. Okay, so let me stop right there too as well, Derek. I completely agree as far as COVID has set back that year loss, and then the virtual year too as well. There's a lot of things that I lost. I was speaking with a teacher recently about classroom struggles, and it's like, look, I got 3rd graders here that are essentially we're learning like 1st grade, behavioral stuff because they just had that whole year development gone from them. I mean, there's nothing that we can do except for we're just trying to play catch up. So what Derek's saying right there, I understand exactly what he's saying. I told you I got sources, so on and so on. There was more focus on getting them back in the classroom to be more academically engaged, but neglected to have more engagement on conflict resolution. Guns and violence is nothing new to schools. It's just true. Just social media is able to broadcast it. Sort of practices not practiced fidelity in Charles County.
Not to cut you off, as you go down, is something I want to address. That Stacey said, but go ahead.
Okay, is this the comment right here? A student's behavior leads to criminal charges. The parents should be financially responsible.
No, it's all the way down.
Parents should be more responsible for things that happen to their kids in school. I do believe that.
I don't agree with the financially responsible part because
as far as like
so what's gonna happen? So if they can't pay for it, what do we do? What are we gonna do?
Well, you know what happens if they can't pay for it.
Well, it seems like if you can't pay for something, you get 9 months of you.
That goes in the back of taxpayers. But it depends what it is though. Like as far as financially responsible, like depends on what the charge is. Like say if a student, I don't know, they
hit another kid, they get a black eye.
The medical bills.
Yeah, and I don't think the school or government should get into that. No. The parents themselves want to sue each other for that. That's a parent thing. Y'all do what y'all want to do.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the financial capabilities to pay, what are we saying to the parent? They should I don't know. Poverty is already an issue in your household. Go more into poverty. And your child already committed the act. What are we gonna do? Fix it? And I don't think. And how many people, honestly, if we stop and think to say, all right, if a parent tells a child you can't act up because I don't have the money to fix it. I don't think the child's really gonna think, oh, before I go just do something wrong, can we afford that? I mean, you got grown people who
it's a very you're absolutely right. Like as far as the cost of it too as well. Like yes, I understand what he's saying. Like if medical wise or property stolen or maybe a student took some other kid's property, phone, book bag, shirt tore in half, whatever. They should be responsible for that. I get what you're saying, but yeah, but you also raise an interesting point too. So it's an ongoing conversation.
I don't think the school should be mandating what happens in that case too.
But the school also should have that's why I mean, school should be a place of learning where children are protected.
It should.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it should 100% agree with you. I just think you can't. The school for the school to say, hey, if your child steals something, you will be held responsible. So what happens if we say a child stole something? The school, if this policy was put in place, the school goes to parent A and say you have to pay parent B the money for the cell phone. Month and a half later, it finds out student A didn't steal the phone, someone else did. Are we gonna make the parent give the money back to them?
The wrong person?
Yeah.
So it's like it'll be like the judicial system from time to time.
Yeah, like
I mean, we got like 5% of people that didn't do it that's on death row.
Like, yeah,
I mean, it's. And like I said, it requires a ongoing conversation. Like that's because I think you're presenting one side, and then Stacey's presenting a totally different side, and the answer's somewhere closer to the middle, whether that's whatever side that's on. We'll keep moving from there.
What's your moderate conservative for
DT, at the end of the day, students make choices and some don't care about the consequences or do. Difficult to blame a parent if a child does what he or she is going to do, especially when they're at school. Yep. I mean, that's true. You can have kids come from hell. Look at it. NBA. I don't know if y'all follow that right now, but John Morant, Memphis Grizzlies, came from home. Both parents, father involved in the life too as well. Mother always there. Got a little sister. Father built a basketball court in the backyard for him. And he's out here showing guns on IG and make it suspended up to 50 games. I mean, the background of an individual versus what they're going to do sometimes is two different things. But that's also why consequences.
Actions.
Yeah.
Nature versus nurture. Who's deciding what you at?
Zach Ball. Zach, what's going on with you, man? Saw y'all online just popping and saying hi and glad to see you on the air. I know we'll be talking soon. You heard it here first. You heard it from me earlier. You heard it from the other side. Woo. Zach Ball back to BNY. Let's talk, man. I'm ready when you're ready.
This is the comment from Stacy.
Okay.
I do want to talk about. You want to read it? Or?
Yeah, I'll read it, and then you
right,
talking from there. If a student gets detention or in the school suspension, the legal guardian parent should attend with the student. Let them explain that to their employer. I guarantee those kids will straighten up. Now, that is interesting.
I don't agree.
Would that work?
No.
If a parent has to call out of work, let's say the opposite. Let's take that. Maybe not being in school with them, but it was an at-home suspension.
Mm-hmm. You tell me your thoughts first, because you may be a good middleman between them.
So if a parent has a call out of work to make sure that their kid has the proper daycare, when you involve more community into a system, I think only better comes from that. And I see where she's going at with that. I understand where she's coming from.
All right.
Because honestly, right now, like I would say, the public school system does need more parents involved with it.
100% agree.
And if this is, and obviously, I don't want parents that's involved with the system just because
your
the
child's
kid's
in trouble.
acting up. Yeah, obviously, I want them involved. Like I want you there for the honor rolls, the plays, the things of that sort, the field trips, chaperones for that. I recently did a chaperone trip for my son. They went up to what school is it? The one with the science center.
St. Charles.
St. Charles. We was up there, which was great, by the way. Fantastic.
Awesome, cool.
But just more. It was a couple other parents there too as well. Just like more things like that. But I understand where she's coming from. I just want not just so much for the negative, like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, with everything that happened with my studio, but also to work the positive into as well. But like we said, like I said earlier, it's checks and balances with it. So you need parents for both, not just when times are bad, but also when it's good. But go on, what you got?
So I love that point. But the one thing I'll say to it is, ain't too many employers out here that are going to care about your child acting up and let you out. So, and my thing is always, if you put a mandate and say your parent has to be in detention with you while you're in detention, what happens when parents don't show up because they can't take off of work? What happens when you have a parent who, let's say they take off of work, show up, they get fired. Now the child starts acting worse because they're in a worse situational outcome as well. I can't give you a solution to fix it. I honestly can't. I'm not in the school system. I don't have a child. I'm not a child no more.
But it's regardless. So you've been in the school system.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
It's hard, man.
It is hard.
It's not
hard.
It's not easy. There's a lot. I see people putting a lot of things in here. Honestly, why doesn't Navarro have an open town hall where people can just come and talk and we can just have conversations about this?
I think.
Why
honestly,
would that be too hot?
For her, yeah. For all of them, probably, yeah. But the one thing I'll say to that too is, I think honestly people would. I don't know how many. I know they would show up, but people would be angry too because for a lot of people.
You wanted town halls though.
But I get that. But for a lot of people, the time for having town halls is kind of past. Where I need someone to fix something, because what happens in a lot of these town halls is you go, you voice your opinion. It's a bunch of people shaking their head, yeah, writing down notes, and then no one actually does anything.
I'm talking about like legitimate, like her up there. You obviously get your note takers too as well, but there's action being followed up afterwards too as well.
Then I would love to see that.
Yeah, like legitimate. All right, I heard that. We'll address that.
It's not just them sitting there listening, saying,
no,
thank you so
I'm
much
not
for your
talking
comment.
about just a dog and pony show. I'm talking legitimate action. Laura Kelly, we used to have that option at CCPS before. It's called reverse suspension. Interesting. Laura, give me some more information on that too as well. I'm curious.
Yeah, and let me know what would
Stacey,
happen
desperate
if
times
someone
calls for
couldn't
desperate
make
measures.
it.
We're in desperate times. I'll tell you that. You all right, Stacey? You're not wrong about that.
So if she's talking about her previous ideas with the telling parents to come to detention or making parents financially liable, desperate times call for desperate measures. But at what point do we say your desperate measure is going to make times worse? I'm not trying to conflate your point with the point I'm about to bring up. People could say back when New York, I guess, was worse than crime. Hey, desperate times. You have a lot of drugs going on. You have fights, gun violence. Let's start stop and frisk because desperate times call for desperate measures. But that desperate measure wasn't a good measure.
So I believe in desperate times, desperate measures, but let's not go to the extreme. It's like that was because things that as far as I know we're getting a little off topic, but that became
racism.
Something. Yeah, it became something totally different than what it was intended for, and the way it was intended for was also very highly questionable, and we saw the execution of that.
Whatever to me is going to be the solution, it can't be viewed as it benefits people who are wealthier, because to me, financial responsibility, you're benefiting people who are wealthier. I look at that the same way we look at cash bail. Cash bail isn't making it so that less dangerous people don't get out. It's making it so rich people can afford to get out.
I mean, hell, you can do all sorts of crimes in Charles County. Electric monitoring, we'll see you when you want to.
Electric monitoring, you better have the money to pay for your electric monitoring too.
Yeah, that's true too as well. Release on own reconnaissance.
Look, I am all for a progressive bail system that allows people who are not a danger to society or a danger to themselves and others to be able to be released and told to come back to their trial, so we can save money on just having them in the judicial system. And for people who need electronic monitoring, let's give them that free. And for people who need to remain incarcerated, let's have a safe way for them to remain incarcerated, get the help that they need in a wait trial.
That point too, so that's the whole conversation. That could be that Charles County Sheriff's page is a whole. That's a whole.
I don't even have. Are we doing Collins, Ricky?
Was that
Collins?
Collins.
Oh,
Collins.
Tell people to call.
I mentioned that earlier too as well, but
Stacey, if you have time, please.
Yeah, we're about to wrap up here. I said don't even do it soon. Yeah, nothing. Hold a second. I'm gonna get a couple comments here, but I want to address this overall point. But as far as the public school system, I mean, it's not one thing that one person can't fix.
Not at all.
Can't look in Dr. Varn and be like, hey, you're here, all you, I'll be over here when you finally have a solution. But this also goes back to transparency as far as government, people involved, activists. That's what I want to get to as well. Like bringing multiple people in. Let's see if we can actually work this. What's the problem? What's the solution? This isn't working, or this is working. All right. And also, it's also retaining people. My own, full transparency, my own son, my middle child, number love for him. Recently, me and Jenny have been having him see a counselor at school, just to work through some issues having. Nothing too crazy, but
everybody needs that.
Yeah, just some issues. She's moved on to a different job. He met her like 2 or 3 times, and she's moved on to a different job. It's just maintaining these people, these Tri-County counselors. They're really good counselors here, but it's just hard.
Ricky, look who's in the chat.
It's just hard.
Okay, hold. But I don't get a high?
Hey, look. I got nothing to do with that.
Ooh,
I got nothing to do with that. But the fact
my
is that it's tough, man. But it just requires everybody. And I appreciate the passion here. I think everybody has ideas. It's just a matter of getting in the same room, putting it together. And then we got Bolden right here, too, as well. Shout out to Commissioner Bolden. I think his comment's a little bit different, but I'm going to read this.
Can I make a quick sign up for you?
Do you think?
I would love one day for – what's up, daughter? For Stacey and I to have, like, a conversation, because we talk somewhat during the election cycle, but just talk about the other issues stuff. Come on the podcast. We could both be on the podcast and just talk about different issues. We might agree on some stuff. We might obviously disagree on some stuff.
Y'all know me. I ain't turning down good TV, so we can make.
Let's
that
talk
happen.
about it, Stacey.
I'm all
What's
for
up,
it,
daughter?
Stacey, I promise you something much worse will happen if we the people don't get serious and implement what you think is harsh. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. But that's what we're talking about too as well. And things that
is too much for you. I would say that. I
mean, we can go down that rabbit hole as far as what she's talking about too as well. But I understand where you're coming from, Stacey. I want to keep moving on. Gilbert Bowling. Public comments at a board of commissioner meetings was a hot topic today. We passed it with a 3-2 vote.
Who voted for what? Please let us know.
3 hours, 30 minutes, 2 meetings a month was a contentious topic today. I'm not familiar with this.
Wait.
Hold a second now.
We passed it with a 3. Please tell us who were the 3 to vote for it and who were the 3 to vote against it. 3 minutes and 30.
I think it was 3 hours, 30 minutes.
30 seconds, I think, right?
Was that public comments? Was that to like to get rid of
3 minutes of 30 minutes per meeting. 3 minutes of 30 minutes.
No, I think he meant 3 hours, 30 minutes.
But what's 3 hours and 30 minutes? The meeting or is it the
I don't know, BJ, if you can clear it up a little bit too as well, because I have a number of questions for that one. Laura, I've had parents in my room for a reverse suspension. I assume they had to agree to it, and it's super effective because the students tend to have great behavior when a parent is watching.
Of course.
Oh yeah, you always bring mommy and daddy in the classroom, then things change. But also, mommy and daddy had to be there too as well. So, I mean, but Laura said it wasn't really that effective, but. I think you mentioned earlier that we should bring it back. I want to say that was your comment from earlier, or we had that back in the day. We used to have it.
We used to.
We used to have. Okay, I just want to clear it up. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh.
Let's see.
I can answer your our question about who voted for it.
3 minutes a person to 30 minutes total per meeting. Oh.
So.
Oh.
And clear this up. So it's like. So. 10 people then get to make 3-minute comments during two.
But what if you have 50 people?
Yeah, so who gets to choose who? Oh, I think I was listening to this before. It's like first come, first serve. I think that's what Commissioner Stewart was saying. It should be like first come, first serve to it. What time? Because I heard this was going to be in the morning. Is it going to be in the morning? Because I'm thinking, what time is the morning for a lot of people who work day to day?
We mentioned that before too as well.
Yeah, who are you going to get?
Look, in the evening, let people talk for their 3 minutes, and that's that. I don't know. And I know BJ voted for let the people have their 3 minutes. Okay, now I see. Now we see where we're going.
It's good to have people have comment.
Yeah, let the people talk. I mean, it's the one time they get to exercise their rights.
I have a question too.
Like, it's not.
Is it still going to be the same thing when we always make comment? We say how we feel, and y'all look at us like, and we go to the next comment.
Bowling, Stewart, and Patterson voted to allow public comments at commissioner meetings.
Wow. So I wonder what the other two's reason of not voting for it.
Look, I already said
that's weird.
I'm getting my hands on those emails.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
If more come, we will change it to allow more. We also agree to have meeting start times to be later in the day. Okay. That's good. That's good. I think something has to be done with the way public comment is put in place, because for a lot of people it's just sitting there watching, or y'all just sit there and watch people talk, and then right if it's over, next person come up, you sit there and talk. I don't know if you or the public, y'all saw one of the school board meetings, because they live stream it to. Okay, this harmless plug for what I'm working on, but
do you think
they actually live stream their board meetings to YouTube and keep the recordings on YouTube. They've even gone as far as in their recordings to timestamp with the agenda. So if you're watching, they're talking about this in the agenda. They're talking about this in the agenda. Whereas
that's good social media.
Whereas
that's
the Charles County Board of Commissioners currently it's live stream, but if you want the recording, you have to go to the government website to get the recording.
Oh, I know.
Which to me makes zero sense
tell me
at all.
That. The day I had to cut up that video when when everything popped off, as far as
would that have been easier if it was on YouTube?
No, thank God I had my studio, because I had to record. I had to record it from the page. YouTube, I could just download it. I could have just took a.
Okay, well, thank you.
There's things I could have did. Yeah, but I had to go to the government page. I had to do a screen record from one TV screen to my monitor, and I let it run for the 31 minutes, and then I posted it the next day. That's what I had to do to get that. But I was, like I said, man is determined. I'm going to make it happen.
There you go. Well, harmless plug, you look at the camera and just tell Commissioner Bowie, it'd be so much easier if it's on YouTube.
It'd be so much easier if it's on YouTube. it would be. And you know what, honestly, this is why I love Commissioner Boland just going back and forth, is that he'll listen to it, and then something's going to come of it.
Exactly.
versus me shouting out to the ether, District 2, all District 2 saying, hey, this, that, and the third, and I don't know, we hear from the election cycle. Where the best we see is a campaign sign on the side of a road.
Oh, they be showing up in mass droves with them signs.
Which, by the way, finally, I think all the campaign signs are up.
Oh, yay.
I think it was at least last month I saw.
2024. You know what? Y'all better rent out y'all yard space to make y'all a little bit of extra money.
Oh
what is
God.
Hola? ¿Cómo estás, Joseph Mank?
Joseph Mank.
You're late to the party.
Don't worry. We got replay. FYI, we're about $500,000 in the hole for Coach Chaos. Just saying.
You missed what I said
Shout out
earlier.
to Charles County Chaos too as well. Stacy, I see you running your page. Do your thing. Everybody go get a follow for that. Invite your people. So Stacy's doing a great job over there.
You are. More places people can do that.
So I know I saw a campaign sign today.
Who
was it? Wills? Because I know his time was his things was up well after the fact.
Will's got 4 more years to run. Gilbert, you better stop wearing them orange shirts.
Hey,
give me a ham sandwich.
Oh my God! Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
That was one of the funniest campaign elections I've ever seen.
Nope. Large signs up at 3012. Oh my! Come on now.
Wait, who are they for? Someone please let me know who they're for.
This round of the community. Look, every single time if y'all see a campaign sign up, please take a picture and send it to me.
Ooh, it was Collins and Mank.
Collins and Mank. That's Mank in the chat.
4-year campaign.
So he just put those up. Mank,
I'm not saying anything.
We'll get to you next podcast. Actually, I don't know about next podcast. Depending on the guest. But we'll
say now?
We'll full circle. We'll full circle. We'll full circle. All right. So shout out to Quality Touch Studios. Obviously we're renting space out for probably about the next 4 weeks. As far as guests, we got a couple lined up, but give us about a couple days. We'll drop some names.
That's awesome.
We'll go from there. Got to follow up on a few things too as well. But talk to a school board member that we haven't had on the podcast yet. Looking to
wait, you're gonna have a new school board member on the podcast?
Yeah, one we haven't had on the podcast yet either.
I'll be in the comment section.
Yeah, it's a little teaser. So I got to work on that one too as well to find a proper date.
What's up, Amanda?
I'm looking to get other things involved too as well. Artists in the area, musicians, high school coaches too as well. Looking really to expand out to make this almost like a breakfast club of the DMV.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll take this.
Some cool things.
Everybody, it's all sorts of people living in this area, not just Charles County too as well. All the way up to we can go to Montgomery, go up to Calvert, Howard, PG County.
Oh, it's some cool stuff going on in Montgomery County.
It's a whole lot of people that I would absolutely love to have on the podcast. But that will come as time goes on. But expansion is definitely something we're looking forward to do to expand out to all of Maryland. But right now our focus is on Charles County. Charles County, you've been fantastic. You've been great for us, and I can't thank you all enough for all your support, all the text messages, all the phone calls too as well, checking in on us, seeing how we're doing, and the constant calls too as well. So thank you. Yeah, well, we're good. You see the title 163 BNY Is Back. Yeah, we're here to stay. Thank you for accepting our layoff from for multiple reasons, but obviously the biggest reason was the issues with the studio. But we're rebuilding brick by brick till we're back up, and we'll be bigger and better than ever. So, Carlos, thank you very much too as well. But go on.
Anytime y'all need me to come on here,
I appreciate it, man. I call this I like a 6-man off the bench. I was like, Carlos, please go in. And man came up here and put up 28 and 10 for us. What you got for the people? What you got for everything?
I'm looking forward to years of activism. I know it's a lot going on in outside of the partisan election politics arena. It's a lot going on. We have shout out to everyone who knows me. July 1st will be the first legal day of cannabis. So shout out to everyone. Please have fun with that. Want to do, let people know what their rights are with it. Let people know what's going on. Just working in Southern Maryland, getting some stuff moved on. Got a lot of grassroots organizations that are starting to come together to push together to show that there's strength in numbers, because we know a lot of these elected officials don't listen to us. Yes, Amanda. Yes, everyone grow their own plants too if they choose so. Nah, it's just a lot going on in the activism circles. I got some stuff I'm not ready to shout out yet, but it's some fun stuff.
Okay, all right.
To work with.
Well, anytime you want to break news, anybody want to break news,
Definitely.
yeah, the phone is available. I got the number, so.
Oh, we love it here. Yes.
Yeah. So definitely, thank you all for everything. Me, Dev, AJ, whole fan, we can't thank y'all enough. They'll be back on the podcast too as well. Obviously, they just couldn't make it tonight, just due to previous schedules and other things.
Derek's coming.
That was popping off. Trying to figure out why Rick ain't got me on the guest list. Trying to make hey DT. I told you, man. I told you tonight, and also in the group chat, we'll get you on here. We'll get you on here soon too as well. I know you got a whole lot of things on you trying to get off the chest. So yeah, make your way over to Quality Touch.
Come on your podcast as well, so you know.
He's been on twice. He's been a fantastic guest.
Get somebody up for your podcast too. I like being on podcasts.
Mank, I see your comment too as well.
Help us.
You know, at this point, why not, man?
I mean,
hey, do your thing.
It is the democratic process for everyone to be able to run, whether what they agree with or viewpoints on things are. That'd be an odd race. It'd be a B. Yeah, go ahead, do you? But it'd be an interesting race. There's a lot of different personalities. I wonder if she'll even run again for.
There it is. God, it's allergy season
for commissioner again in D2. I mean, from what I've heard, it's going to be a lot of delegate seats open. Yeah, a lot of shifting.
I get that. Look, get my hands on those emails. If she said what was alleged, then we'll go from there. Delusional. Stacey. Look.
Look.
We'll see what the future holds. 4 years is a long time. I don't know, man. I don't know. I got nothing else for you on that one. Delegate. We'll see.
Stacey, are you running for delegate?
We'll see. But that's all for us, man. That's
fun.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone out there in the comment section. Excuse me. Like I said, it's allergy season. Pollen's in the air, so yeah, bear with me. I gotta pop another Allegra.
Right in the middle of winter too. It's weird.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know how it is for anyone else, but like mid-February, end of February, early March, that's when it just hits me the worst.
But no, the environment's been getting crazy. Climate change is real, y'all. I mean, it's what, March, and it's warm some days. It feels like summer. Last week it was feeling like it's summer. We ain't had snow at all. We don't have snow no more around here. It don't look like it's wintertime.
You know, it definitely. So it was cold. It's cold today though.
It's weird.
Walk outside here, it's like oof. The car even started a little bit too as well. So no, but thank you very much. We'll be back up. Yeah, I know I like to do beginning of the month, full schedule. Let y'all know exactly what times. I think 8 p.m. is probably our start time. Mondays is going to be our day for these next 4 weeks. Want to make sure we have a nice solid day for you. I don't know how many 2-3 podcasts we'll be doing. Like we were in the summertime.
Ooh, yeah, y'all putting in work in the summertime.
We were. Hey, look, like what's the and the grasshopper putting in work all summer to take a little bit of time off in the winter.
Well, look, y'all better get your break in now because you got a whole congressional race coming in 2024.
No break. We here. Got a whole lot of people to talk to.
Just had your break.
Yeah, we're done with that. Me, Dev, Carlos, AJ, everybody. We can't get back to it. So. Can't wait to get back to it. So definitely appreciate you all. Thank you very much for everything. And check us on Facebook, YouTube, all sorts of socials, and we'll go from there.
Like, share, subscribe, all of it.
Come on now. You already know what time it is. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.